Start recording again.
Alright, I did the thing. I'm the guy. I did it.
Okay.
That was me.
Yay!
And it's daytime now, right? Like, it's daytime.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
daytime on the outside, but we're
it's
underground,
daytime.
so it's dark daytime.
It's like really early morning. It's like
dark
5 in the
daytime.
morning-ish.
Kiara's in her element.
Yeah.
It's dark daytime,
Oh,
and
so we
we're
can, like, only
underground.
just went to bed.
Yeah, she's...
No, you actually, would have probably... It would be like in the middle of your sleep cycle. Or trance cycle. So, like...
Luna was full in the sleep before she fell into the drink.
Yeah, I guess it would have been... Yeah, it's like closer to like 3 in the morning because like 2 hours wouldn't have happened yet. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna do the countdown. And then we'll read our character journals for our recap. So let's do that. So in 3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to Dungeon Damsels, everyone! Yeah!
Oh.
This is our D&D 5e homebrew campaign. I'm Tiffany, your GM. This is on the continent of Ironir in the Arcanic Empire. And there's just been an earthquake. It's pretty crazy. So let's go around and just give quick intros about our characters and ourselves. So let's start with Amelia.
I'm Amelia. I play Aries and Drake, who's our sorcerer. And you can find my art at Amelia Pen Draws on Instagram.
Nice. Let's go to Michael.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael. You can find me at RoboSardi on Instagram and Twitter doing the arts. But today I will be playing Ellie, our Eladrin druid, who is trying her gosh darn best to become a princess. Or to prove herself to be the princess that
She might be. And we'll go to Mckenna.
Alright, I'm Mckenna. I'm Luna, our designated paladin with poor judgment sometimes. And you can find me with my cat on a good day.
Oh, Callie Cat. I used to live with Mckenna, and her cat never learned to love me, even though animals usually love me, and I never understood.
She hates everyone, except for me, apparently. She loved me immediately.
She just knew.
Yeah.
And Serena.
Hello, I am Serena. You can find me at Pixiepocalypse on Twitter when I do grace the internet with any amount of attention, as I tend to forget that the internet exists outside of doing everything else. And I play our Drow Eldritch Knight, Kiara. And we're underground, so I think she's feeling quite at home.
She's feeling more at home. And if you want to contact me, the best way to do it is actually through YouTube Messenger, because I would see that. And let's do our recap. So we do character journals as our recap. So let's start off with... Who wants to go first? Let's go with Amelia.
Okay. Ari writes, Dear Vivi, I got to play a fun game with my new friends today. Turns out I'm easily distracted, although I suppose we always knew that. I lost, but it was still fun. Also, you would love Oculus. He steals all the same things you used to, and he's cute. So I'm not mad at all. Then, well, I think I might have seen you, but I'm not sure. Oculus saved my life. I think I love him even more now, if that's possible. We're stuck underground. I think we're in the caves. You know the ones. But I'm not sure. I've not been to them since, well, you know. I don't know what's happened. Art says he's okay, though. Sorry this is a little choppy, V. I'm not feeling too great. Love, Kiki.
And Luna. Just go down the list.
Okay. So, hey Gail, you know how there were earthquakes in Verkus? We just had a huge one here too. No joke. Brought down buildings even. Ellie and I got swept out into the ocean for a bit. No, I'm fine. Really, we made it back to the shore. Technically in the caves. We're still lost in the caves. I just said we're fine, babe. We got friends who know the area. Anyway, it's good to hear from you. It's not a big deal. Ellie just brought up, Odo. She was trying to distract me in a game. She just didn't think it through, I think. But been a bit awkward since yesterday. Anyway, I gotta go so we can find a way out of these caves. Stay safe, honey. No, that is not a hypocritical statement.
So she sent, she has like a special earring between her and her fiance, Galak. And I sent a response back as him. So Gil's response is about what you'd expect. Glad you're okay. I've been working a lot with Liam and making out our financial plan for us. I miss you a ton. Your mom asks about you a lot, and your dad asks about you about 3 times a day. Lionel and Rolf inquire too, so I'll tell him you're doing fine. Sorry about Ellie, I suppose she doesn't have as much practice at friendship as you. Some of us don't have that silver tongue of yours. And then he makes an innuendo. Keep safe, love. Oh, keep safe, love. And then a little sarcastic because of that hypocritical statement. So, there we go. And we'll go to Elendriel.
Dear Journal. Ugh, I feel like an idiot. We were playing this super fun game that Kiara showed us. You know, a game to test your magical concentration. But I said the stupidest thing. Ugh, why? Ugh. I apologize, but things are still awkward between us. Things were so simple before. And now things have been made a turn for the worse. An earthquake has brought forth destruction as we fell deep beneath the castle. All of us were separated, but I was able to reunite with Luna, and we found Ari just in time. We found her unconscious and thankfully able to bring her through. Now we have to find the rest of our friends. Something's going on. That earthquake can't be coincidence.
And we'll go to Kiara.
Friend, had the time to spend with the girls. I guess wanting a touch of home, we played a little focus game from the academy. It didn't end with anyone's hair singed, thankfully. There was a moment where some feelings might have been lightly bruised, but the girls thankfully figured it out. I hope things bode well for that trial coming up. They're working hard. Couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd check out the garden, and found that I wasn't the only one knocking around at 3 in the morning. Didn't prepare a story, so I had to say why I was there, which was fairly embarrassing. I felt more awkward, however, for interrupting what was likely a private moment. In a gesture of goodwill, I believe, Artius offered one of the lovely hanging flowers. It was sweet, and also terribly confusing. See specimen below. Mind also the dirt. I used the time we had to discuss Barovia, but
Borogavar.
Borobogavar. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I wrote that. What's happening to my brain? Where's Barovia? What is that?
It's after that she forgot the name.
Borogavar. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
From what I can recall, it was stilling, which by comparison to the earthquake, it can subsequent cave in and plummet downward. Well, we'll have to see how the next few hours unfold.
Yeah, so
It was great up until this.
It was great until that. Yeah, so last time the damsels endured a deadly quake. Ellie, Luna, and Ari fell into the caverns beneath the castle. Luna and Ellie were washed out to sea. Ari hit the ground unconscious. Kiara was in the gardens with Artius discussing her concerns about their upcoming mission to Borogavar. Then the earthquake hit, and she fell in along with him to the sea caves below the castle. With the team separated, they are now trying to find their way back to each other. But they will find out that they are not the only ones who were affected by the quake. So we will start off with Ari, Luna, and Ellie.
We also should probably put in that the heroic bat-like efforts of the headband that is Oculus.
Yes, so Oculus was who is Kiara's familiar, was hanging out with Ari because she's a sorceress, so like she gives off like cool magic vibes that familiars like. And
I gave him some, sparkly things.
Yeah, and then he also got some shiny stuff from her, so he loves her.
And he was also in trouble with Mom, so he decided to stay and hang out with Auntie Ari because Auntie Ari's not mad.
When I steal stuff.
Yeah.
So when Ari hit the ground, Oculus roll. Serena asked if she could make a roll for Oculus, and I said, "Yeah, go for it." And she rolled a nat 20 for Oculus. So I was like, "Okay, I can't deny this." So Oculus made a medicine check and stabilized Ari with his body by being a blood sponge. And so he's just kind of like put his little bat body against her head wound and staunched the blood. So.
Until help could arrive.
Yeah, until like real help arrived in the form of healing magic. So,
which was good because I was failing all the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So can I give an assist? He's a small bat.
Mm-hmm.
We also last time we found the cats.
Yes, you found the undead. I don't want to say undead because you're not sure like what is going on.
What stage of what is going on?
Yeah, they weirdly like things that should be dead are not dying. Cause that's weird. So
We call them uncats.
uncats, yes,
Uncats.
uncats.
Makes
They're dogs now.
Proud. Yeah. How they bark.
So Ari, you have come to consciousness. And Luna and Ellie, so it's Luna, Ellie, and Ari and Oculus are now together in the sea caves. And you're gathering yourselves when you hear a dog's howl in the distance. Ari, I want you to make a charisma check.
I got 17.
It's Gaia's. You know that howl.
Oh no.
Where's Gaius?
So, do you want to follow his howls?
Yes.
Okay, so,
that's Gaius.
We gotta go. We gotta help him.
alright, so to follow the howls, I would say do like a survival check. All of you. To try to determine like where it's coming from, because in the sea caves, like sounds are going to be bouncing around, and there's the ocean, and there's,
Can I give myself
So
guidance?
much.
Yeah, you have time.
Well, I don't have anything to help me with the survival skill.
I got a
check.
5.
An 8.
I did not do any better. I don't know why did I roll this die? This one.
Time out for that die right now.
Yeah. That's a 12. I think that's the highest.
12. Oh, wow. Okay. So it takes a minute because like there's the sounds bouncing around. Ari, you're very disoriented from, falling a million feet, having a major head wound and like popping back up. And Ellie, you managed to, by luck, like catch a glimpse of like a dog in the sea caves, and you see this 40-pound-ish, spotted healer come out, and he limps over as one paw is hurt. He wags his little nubby tail.
Gaius!
And his ears perk up, and he kind of hobbles over to you, and he goes and licks your hand, and then he kind of whines and just like
hugs.
I'll give him some lay on hands to help with that pain.
Okay, how much do you give him?
I'll start with 10.
Okay.
And for some really lovely mental visual, you were bleeding, and so you may be healed, but that we don't have anyone to clean
It's
you
got
up.
blood all down your face.
Yeah,
Blood over
two
my
of you were
blood.
all
completely
over you.
soaked, and one of you was a little blood stained. It's pretty metal, though, guys.
Yeah, and so yeah, you look pretty metal. Gaius, he flexes his paw out and does a stretch. Work. Ellie, you know what he's saying, but I don't think he knows what he's saying. So you actually hear him say, "Gosh, I don't know if you can even understand what I'm saying right now."
Bark, 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 bark.
And then he just looks at you like there's this. Can you speak dog?
Bark.
Okay.
In dog, that means yes.
With a thumbs up.
He's like, oh, okay. I don't want to switch back right now because I don't know how my arcanic form will react to all this blood. So, but the horses are hurt. They're over here. We need to get them out. And then so he goes and turns and noses towards a direction. And I'm assuming you follow him.
Yeah, I follow. And I communicate this to the rest of the party.
Yes. So you come to a cavern and there's this like big pile of rubble and there's kind of like a wall, like part of. I mean, it was like the stables. So like part of the like walls fell and like created a little pocket for them. But the horses, there's about 4 horses that survived. And you can see that it's Midnight, Nelly, Copper Onyx, and Peanutbutter. But they're all like trapped under this rubble and they all have some sort of broken bone. Their once magnificent horses are now bloodied, mangled, and near death. And so just like...
So sad.
You know, they're just... If you've ever seen upset animals, it's just so upsetting. At least for me.
You're making me upset.
It's so upset. There's like...
Very upset and confused animal.
Yes, and like one's trying. You can see like, yeah, Peanutbutter is like trying to like get out of this rubble, and you can see that the rocks above are gonna fall. So like you gotta do stuff now.
Luna's gonna call up Luna.
Okay.
To help dig.
Okay, so
As a strong big animal to help pull out the other strong big animals.
okay. All right.
Can I throw up like mage hand to like hold the rubble in place?
Here, and I'm gonna.
So let me respond to Ari. You definitely can put Mage Hand there, but Mage Hand can only hold 5 pounds.
Okay.
You gotta do so many cantrips, just so many cantrips. This is when you start your path as a cantropologist. 40 mage hands.
40 Mage Hands. You can use the help action. That's always an option. Ellie, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna use my wild shape, and I'm going to help Luna, the dog, and turn. And I will also turn into a dire wolf. It just kind of like
Okay.
help push up the roof.
Okay.
Since we're like pretty much like the same size now.
All right. So Luna, the dog, and Ellie, you need to make persuasion checks because you are predators.
Animal handling.
You are predators. So when these 2 large wolves show up, these horses are like, oh no, oh no.
Talk to them first.
I don't know if I could talk to them as a dog, as a wolf.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do something, Ari?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one's in the most danger?
Probably Peanutbutter right now. What's up?
I'm thinking vortex warp Peanutbutter.
Okay. All right, yeah, you can vortex warp Peanutbutter out of there.
First, does it look like Peanutbutter is at all holding some part of the cavern stable?
Let me roll for that. Let me see.
I need to roll.
Okay. Evens was that he was, and I rolled 2. So he is holding up some of the rubble. And Luna, what did you want to do? I saw you go.
I was gonna say, I just realized though I need to ask, do I have my sword?
Oh, no, you don't sleep with your sword.
Dang it. Never mind.
Damn it.
Cool idea's gone.
Ah, that would have been a great time.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna just get ready to vortex warp rubble away if it starts falling.
So
Okay.
I made my persuasion check.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
As I just like, I bow my head just to kind of submissive to the horses.
Okay. All the horses are convinced that you're okay. They're like,
I'm also green.
Is that green? Yeah, that's okay, guys.
you come and like let them, you bark at them and then bow, and they're like, okay, well, and the horses collectively are like, oh gosh, there's a giant wolf and we're stuck under rocks and it's really scary and what's happening? There's 10 of them, and you start to converse with them, and they're like, oh, okay, you don't want to eat us? Okay, well, we're stuck, so, if you want to help us out, I guess that's okay. Please don't eat us after that. Alright, so now you can start moving the rubble. So let's get some like strength saves or help actions.
I'm gonna give Luna guidance.
Yeah, and I think for Direwolf it's +3 or strength.
Could I move rocks that look like they're 5 pounds?
Yeah, you can like just move
Or
them.
slow their descent? Like, yeah.
Like backhand them out of the air. No.
Yeah, I mean you could. I mean, like the help action gives them advantage. So if you want to,
Okay.
yeah, that's what that does.
I'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Go team!
Go team. Yeah.
I got a 21
do
on my
it.
strength check.
Yeah.
Nice. Come on,
Oh.
Ellie's strength. Hey,
Can
okay,
Oculus
not
help
bad.
at all?
Yes, he can
I
use the
got
help
it.
action.
Yeah, so what Oculus is doing is like, just to keep the horses chill, just, as a bat, just sort of like, hey, it's okay. It's alright, don't worry, I know it hurts, it's fine, don't worry. Just don't move, alright? Just don't move yet, it's alright.
Okay. And Gaius is there. Gaius
So
is there.
please-
He's helping too. So
So please tell me that it's very much like animated movie where all animals can talk to each other.
They have some
I think as a
overlapping
druid you could do that. I think animals can somewhat communicate with each other because they all communicate with smells and sounds. It's not like they have like a language, but like they
Yeah.
communicate intent.
Do I get advantage because Oculus gave the help action? Or
Yeah, you both can have advantage because
We're giving you all the advantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Ari's
For advantage because 2 of us are helping.
no, it doesn't stack.
Oh.
That'd be
Then
great.
I should just start
Roll
making
3
Oh,
dice.
no, that's great. That advantage helped out a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a 22.
Okay, yeah, so collectively the two of you can just like shove the big rocks over. The Wolf Luna goes and like braces herself against this pile of rubble so that Ellie Wolf can go and dig out some of the big rocks, and then like Gaius is a herding dog, so he herds these animals all the time, so he just starts barking at them like they should be doing. And he manages to actually like wriggle in there and start like pushing them out. And then the horses start. It takes them a little bit because some of them like have like actual like broken legs, and so
Can I
like
cast-
yeah,
Can I cast aid on all the ones with the broken legs?
yeah. All 5 of them have some sort of broken bone.
Okay. Okay, the ones that look like the worst off, I'm gonna get those 3 with aid.
Okay.
Increases their current and max HP by 5.
Okay. So Midnight, Nelly, Copper, all get that. And it takes some time, but like you managed to get all 5 of the horses out. The ones that Midnight goes right over to Ari because that's your horse. She has known you since she was like a little foal, so she comes over and
And I start nuzzling her back. Giving hugs. It's okay. We're here.
yeah. And then Nelly and Peanutbutter comes out, and so Onyx and Peanutbutter are the only ones that are still limping. But they're alive. So then,
by many rocks.
yep.
I have 20 more points for lay on hands today. Should I spend them on the horses, or should I?
You can. Let me just tell you, like, horse HP is not very much. So, like, if you give them like 1 HP, like, that's still gonna help them a lot.
Yeah, I googled it and it said the riding horse is like 13, so I figured that the 5 from the. Yeah, I'm just wondering what you guys think as far as like who do we think we're gonna run into?
I'm gonna
Like, I think the castle, a large portion of the castle fell in, so you might need that for triage.
Yeah. So I'm gonna nuzzle up to Luna, the half elf, and then I'm gonna revert back, and I'll be like, don't worry, I think I have some healing that I can spare, and I'm going to cast Good Berry. And just kind of distribute out the berries to the horses.
And they go and sniff it, and
The berries are good.
yeah, you see the magic of the berries. There's a little like green sort of glow at like where like the hoof had that probably like ankle bone or like some of their bone had broken, and they fix. And so, yeah, they're still, like, rough because they fell, but, they're doing better. And we'll go over to
I was just going to say, Ari contacts Art and lets him know a status update.
Okay,
So we
we're...
didn't stay put. So we didn't stay put. We
so
moved.
I didn't die.
But we
Guys
have...
showed up and we just couldn't help ourselves. We had to go.
But we saved the horses. You should be grateful.
Yes.
Smash cut.
Oh, yes, so Smash Cut, we have, I believe that Kiara had successfully acquired Princess Enid and 3 of her living cats, and then Artius helped her, like, levitate down. And so now... And then he
A bit of a trust fall too, because it was just out of range, so she had to jump into the range and then like cast and then shoo the rest of the way.
Wow. Way to trust the emperor of your enemy nation.
Oh yeah.
It actually was
that's so difficult because I have a sister in my arms. As far as I knew, he probably this could have been his least favorite. Who knows?
Well, you already know.
True.
I know.
Favorite.
So, like, that's happening. So what we'll say, like, while Kara's descending, you contact him again. So, like, it's just a shot of him, like, focusing on this, like, okay, go down. What do you say to him?
I'm like, okay, I know that you said that we should stay in place, but Gaius showed up and the horses were about to die, so we went and saved the horses. We're okay though. We're fine now. We're all good, and the horses are good, and Gaius is okay, and we're good. Are you okay?
So, like, Kiara, you see him, like, looking, like, really serious. He's like, okay, this is good. And then his face is like... And he, like, turns and looks away like he's having a conversation with, like, someone who's not there. And, like, one hand is still up. And he's just like... There's just a pause. He doesn't respond at first. And he's just like...
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm glad you saved the horses. Have you heard from anyone else?
Not yet,
Okay.
other than Gaius.
Well, I'm glad the stable hand's... He's a good kid. I'm glad he's okay.
What about us?
Oh, well, he knows that I'm with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
you guys-
reported
you
last
know.
time.
Yeah.
And he did ask, have you heard from anyone else? So... And at that point, you actually, I've always wondered how this would work, but like we'll say this is how this works. He gets like an onslaught of other like messages from sendings from other people at the same time you're like connected to him. So like you hear like 50 voices, like not 50, but like
when you finally turn your phone back on.
yeah, like and so like he's like I'm fine. Oh gosh,
it just turns into a conference call. It's like no.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, I gotta go bye. And like Kiara, you're still like just floating down, and he like has this other expression of just like, oh gosh, I got like 10 messages.
Yeah, she's been with mages enough to be like, oh god, I hope this is not a concentration based spell, and if it is, be ready to brace for a fall. So she just sort of like like as she's floating down, she just sort of arranges so that if like there is a sudden drop, she can just like, you know, land gracefully.
Yeah, no, levitation is a concentration spell. But
so far he's doing okay.
He's used to being bombarded, but
well, like receiving messages isn't he's receiving them. He's not
so like
sending
his face, smacking his face.
Yeah, like and so like he's just like it's just like it's like a little bit of like an eye twitch, and he like brings you down, and then he just puts up a finger in like 1 minute, please.
Right. Okay.
And then you just see this like series of expressions where he's like, why? And then oh my gosh, and then and then he looks kind of happy, and then he's like, and then finally he comes back and he's like, how is Enid?
So while he was taking care of that, I imagine she's just getting snips of it, like looking back at him every so often. But she's gonna go ahead and make a medicine. Did she make a medicine check?
She did. Enid's stable.
Yeah, she's stable. So yeah, Kiara had already been checking on her at that point. Like once they touched down, she was like, "I'm just gonna you do that." All right. She's stable. Shouldn't be moving her around or, you know, expecting her to pop up. But, you know, she wakes up, she'll wake up.
Yeah, and he's it takes like a few more minutes, but then he like is done with all his calls apparently. He's like, well, that was a lot of information. And it's fine, that's good. And it just kind of like takes a minute. We need to find Ari. Can
she's not with the girls anymore?
And then he takes out his spell book and just sits down and starts like turning through them, and you hear muttering like, look at object, look at object, look at object. Opens it. It's here. Okay. I can find Ari with this, but I can't levitate Enid and do this. So can you carry Enid?
She that could have been conceived as a joke in any other situation, like, oh no, she's obviously so very no. So she looks at him, she looks at Enid, she's like, I can. I'm gonna need a free hand though.
It takes a minute to just like consider that. Gary, he's just like, well, we can't leave her, so carry her as you see fit. And there, your hand. We just need to get her out of here. And then he looks around and goes, where's Oculus?
He sees her eyes like glow for a moment. I think they're too far to like out of range, right? Yeah, so she's just like, he's out of range, but I left him with the girls, so most likely he's with them.
He nods. And it's gonna take like 10 minutes to cast this spell. So you just sort of wait because he's ritually casting it, so
yep. And the cats are all just probably one of them's like bristling at the uncatting. horrifyingly somewhere else.
Yeah, like 3 of them, like just like there are 3 of them, and 2 of them just want to be by Enid, and then there's like another one that keeps like. There's another one that like keeps away, but like you could tell it's conflicted between being by Enid, but also being by other people.
I want to not be near you, but I want to be near her, and she's near you, and this is...
And as cats, it just starts like meowing, and because meow, meow,
It's angrily yowling.
meow,
If you keep that up, she might wake up.
meow. And after 10 minutes of yelling and Archie is making like faces, he says, I got them. They're this direction.
Right. And she just... The way she picks up Enid is it's not like the typical like bridal carry because she needs an arm, but she's not going to throw her over her shoulder. She's going to do the fireman carry where like they're over your shoulder, but then you have your leg through their legs, or your arm through their legs, and then you're holding onto their hand. So there's a visual of it. But if you guys have never seen like the single one, here, hold on, I'll put it in general.
Yeah. And then so the cats the cats don't like Enid being taken from them, but they like kind of like weave around her feet as cats do. And then the black cat is the one that's kind of like off, and then Artie is just kind of like, he bends over, like the cat's used to him, and he offers like a hand, or like he says something in Arcanic, and then the cat sniffs him and then like turns away, and he's just like, fine. It's like, fine, don't take a ride.
Be that way.
Fine, because cats are cats. Anyway, so he starts leading you, and you go down the caverns, and he says, well, I have them, but these caverns are a far cry from a straight shot. We'll probably have to circumnavigate until we find them.
You said they're by the ocean?
Well, they might be. But he points, like, that direction. And it's just, like, a wall. And the caverns, like, the caverns aren't straight.
Going that way.
So he says, hopefully we'll find a way around. But as you're going, let's see, I rolled, okay, you guys get event number 5. So you're walking, and then you begin to hear this, like, what sounds like the people, it sounds like people sobbing, like, we're stuck, we're never getting out, oh God, is Adrian dead, oh, help us, help!
That sounds like distress.
Adrian.
Adrian's the cook.
I know.
You made you nuggies and French fries.
No.
And
Orthopedic delicacy.
You could probably figure out which direction that is.
yeah, make a perception check.
Fantastic. My perception is... Aha. Let me roll. Oh, 15 plus 3. 18.
Yeah, you locate them. They're on, like, so you get to, like, this kind of,
Caving
like...
the echoes in caves do not bother Kiara. She's like, oh no, I know how to...
This is... Mckenna's... We lost her visual.
Oh no.
It's been having some problems.
Can she hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Are you gonna...
Okay.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. There you are.
Been problematic.
Oh, he got a 14 even with that roll. So the two of you find this like break in the wall where you can like see these stalagmites that are just kind of like big and thick, but there's like kind of like bars, have like a cell. You can look through them and see that You can see Zeph, Madge, and Sybil, and Adrian, who are the cooks.
Oh.
And they're in rough shape, and Zeph and Madge look up, and they're like, oh, thank the gods you found us! They, like, reach through the bars, and they're like, okay, we're stuck. Oh.
Are any of the stalagmites or stalactites, whichever ones are going, they're probably, at this point, they're connected, so it could be either or. Are any of them not structural? Like, can any of them be busted? Without causing any...
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Sweet. Ooh, okay. So that's a 16 plus intelligence. It's just with my intelligence, right?
It could be an investigation if you want it to be.
Investigation.
13.
Yeah, that's plus 3. So that's 13 plus 3.
16. Alright. Yeah. So you start examining the stalagmites, and you like kind of like reach and like grab at one of them, and like collectively, like Artius can see what you're doing. He's not dumb, so he's like, I think maybe. And the two of you like kind of converse and are like, okay, yeah, this one. Let's do this. And so then he says, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna punch this thing? He's just like, like, how do you plan on moving this? And are you intending for me to help? He's just like, what is the plan?
You can if you like, but you might want to save your spells. So she's just gonna like boot them down. As one is done, she's just gonna kick it down.
Yeah, so he takes Enid because he can take her for a little bit, and then he just says, "All right, we'll have at it." So you go and just like kick it down and
make a check?
Yeah, make a strength check.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm so bad at that. Hold on. My 20 strength. What's that have to say? Well. Okay. Well, that is an 11 plus 4. That's 15.
15. Okay.
Not as clean, but you know. That's all together, I mean. That's a...
Yeah, you start kicking, and then the cooks are like, oh, yeah, okay. And so they start like trying to like pull some of the rubble away to like clear the path, and collectively you manage to clear out like a little part that they can sort of like turn sideways and like slip through, and then
Anyone injured?
Zeph is a little pudgy, so you gotta kind of squeeze him through.
Hold on. Yank.
And then there's like a bit of an awkward moment where the cooks are like, oh my gosh, thanks. And then they're like, oh gosh, the Emperor's here. Oh, bows like 50 times. And he's just, fine.
I'll get out of here.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We can table the formalities. Oh yeah, so like Sybil is one of them. She's wounded. Zeph and Madge were the only ones that were still up. So those are two males, and then Sybil is unconscious. So they pull her through. They're like, oh, do you think you can help? So,
Got a medicine check?
yeah, you'll get the help action.
Okay, cool. Which is a advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 dice. That was almost a 20. So, because it rolled from 20 to 8, and so the better one is 16, and with my medicine, that is a 16.
Okay, it's a 16. Great.
That's a 16.
So, you, the two of you are like, all right, well, we got this, like, we got a head wound, so you take some of the the cooks have their aprons, so you rip some of their aprons up and then, like, staunch the blood in the wounds, and then she is stable and, like, find some of the, like, smaller stalagmites and make a brace, things like that. And, the Adrian, the head cook, has not left the, little, like, enclave that they were in. And he's kind of just, like, facing the wall. So then Artius looks at the other cooks, and he's like, what's with this guy? Yeah, he's like, they're like, well, Adrian's been acting weird. Yeah, he's been acting really strange. Like, after the fall, we're not sure what's going on. And after that, the head cook, he just sort of turns, and he looks vacantly at the ground and lets out this moan. The disturbing part is that this neck is clearly, like, broken, but the body and eyes are still moving around.
Kiara just stares at it for a long time, and they're all in the pitch dark. She's like, oh, my eyes aren't tricking me, right? His neck's broken. Kiara says that quietly to Artie, says not to upset the cooks.
And
That's his neck is broken.
he kind of leans back to you, and he's like, yeah, that's definitely broken. Definitely broken. I'm gonna look. And then he steps through to Adrian, and you watch him do just sort of it's like, it's not a medical check, it's more like the examination of, like, a puzzle or something magical at hand. And
Arcane curiosity.
he comes back. He doesn't look happy. I mean, he never looks happy, but and he says to the group, Adrian is dead. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, his spirit isn't leaving the body. And the other...
Just cats.
Cats. Meow. Yep.
Has to be the cats.
Like the cats. Much like the cats we saw.
They need 9 lives.
And then the cooks are just like, I don't understand. What? Souls? Spirits? What do you mean it's not leaving? And he says, well, all spirits, souls, life forces are bonded to physical forms. Such as mages who make simulacrum. And he kind of, like, pauses as the, like, cooks just tilt their heads, and they're like, what's simulacrum? And he says, some mages can take part of their own soul and bind it to a physical form. What? He's just like, undead souls.
Your friend is dead, but he's still moving. Kiara just trying to cut to the heart of it. Your friend is dead, but he's still moving, but we have to move on in order to see if there's anyone else who needs help. We can come back to this later, or you can stay with him.
He's like, and they're just like, but, and Artia says, we could, he's like, well, I could dismember the body, but that's gonna be a grisly sight. And they're just like, no. No. Is there any way to save him? And he says, and there's, like, a minute where the Emperor looks at them, and we'll see how he's, no. Yeah. Oh, he actually, let's see how many, all right, nope, he has no more forks to give, so he's like, no. Nope. So he's just gonna be like this. He's like, well, until we figure out the way to detach his soul from his body, which is probably by, anyway, but we'll go into details later. Let's just plug him up in there. He's not gonna go anywhere. They're like, okay. So they kind of, like, pile up the rubble, and Adrian just sort of stays in there. So now we'll go back to the other party.
I think Kiara will just instruct the other cooks to carry the inert cook. Like,
Yes.
Gonna have Ari
Go
reach
share
out.
the way to find.
I was gonna have Ari reach out to Art again, going like, "It's been like an hour."
Only been 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so you respond back to him, and he, like, again, like, there's just a little bit of a jump, and he just comes back, he says, it's only been about 20 ticks, but sure. I have heard back from Lil. She's okay. I've heard back from Brenna, actually. She's also fine. They were out in the northeast, so they didn't get it as badly. I haven't heard anything from Kiel, but I'm sure she's fine. Are you? How is progress?
Where with the horses?
That's great. We saved some cooks. We saved Zeth and Madge and Sybil, but not Adrian.
Adrian?
No, he died in the quake.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
More nuggets.
Okay.
Well, I'm tracking you through spell, so we'll find you.
Okay. We'll stay here.
Well, he's just like, okay. He just says, all right. And okay, so
Oculus sees that
And
you
like,
were Vex,
Ari
obviously,
just
so
starts crying.
oh,
Oculus is just like, he lands on your head and just does this little wing pat, like, it's okay. So this emotional support bat.
Oh no, what happened?
Our head cook Adrian died. Oh, he's my friend.
Oculus doesn't understand what you are saying, I don't think. So he's just like, oh, it's alright. He's just like petting your head. We're here, don't be upset. It's fine, we're all here, it's fine. Look at horses.
Yeah, I put my hand on Ari's back and I'm like, it's okay, we're gonna get through this. I do have a spell that can help us find Kiara and Ardius.
Art says that he's got some kind of a tracking thing on me right now. They're looking for us.
Okay.
But maybe we could go towards them. Do you think that would help?
Is that
Hamburger
possible?
at the hut.
Okay, yeah, I was saving this spell for Atlanta, but we got a lot of pressing things happening, so yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. So I'm gonna cast Locate Creature.
oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's the last 4th level.
And how far
And
does that go out?
It's 1,000 feet.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
So I'm not sure where we are, but it lasts an hour.
Okay, yeah. You get like a faint ping, so you can start heading that direction, and you have like your entourage of horses and Gaius and Wolf Luna, and are all scuffling down the halls of the caverns, and it takes like longer because the horses do not like being underground. They just hate it. They don't want to go anywhere. They hate everything.
I'm also gonna just ping Art and let him know we're also looking for you now.
It's just
And I just leave it as a message.
he's like,
Okay, till that, bye.
okay. And while you're walking, you hear voices calling, Your Majesty, Princess, is anyone here? Hello. And so Ari and Ellie can make you can make history checks to try to recall whose voice this is, because you've both heard it.
I hit my head too hard. It's a 1.
She's like, I don't know this actress.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm too busy concentrating on my spell, as I rolled a 4.
Luna, will you answer that?
Hi. Have I heard this voice? You said they have, but you didn't say if I had.
Nope, you have not heard this voice.
Oh,
You do not know this actress.
I do not know this actress.
Do you call back?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Who's there?
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
Luna with Ari and Ellie.
And there's some whispers. The princess?
Yes.
Oh, great! Great, they're this way. They're this way. And then,
We're bandits.
they're
Bandits
bandits.
underground at the
These
worst
bandits.
time.
No, the worst.
Underground earthquake bandits. It's the worst part of an earthquake aside from the aftershocks.
And so, there's a voice that is a male voice that Ari you recognize immediately because it's Stable Master Yaren, and you've heard him many times, and he's just, Princess, is that you?
Yaren, yes. We've got 5 of the horses in Gaius.
Oh, you got some of the horses. Where are you? And where are you? And you hear his voice get more quiet as he goes the wrong direction, and then the female voice says, Yaren, no, not that direction. So after some Marco Poloing, you see Yaren, followed by several of the cleaning staff, including the one that cried that one day. One of the accountants that assists your aunt Serena. You see the librarian. And then you also see this taller arcane elf male with long black blue hair and blue eyes. And you're like, this guy seems really familiar. And it takes you a minute. And it's one of Artius's 2 guards. You just forget this guy a lot because he's super quiet and just sort of melds into the background.
He's really good at his job.
Yeah, it just melds into the background. You're like, wait a minute. You are there. And then you think back. Ellie, you think back to the party. He was there. He just melded into the background.
He's a better wolfhauer than Kiara. I'm better at stealth.
And I'm just like, and you are...
Lister.
Oh.
And the woman is Vela. She's basically one of Artius's secret guards. And she was at the party because she was called in for extra muscle, basically. So Ellie, you've met her. She's kind of awkward. She's nice, but she's kind of awkward. She approaches you and the party and says, "We've collected these people. Have you had contact with His Majesty?
Yes.
Is he all right?"
Yes, he's with, and then she names off the Zeph,
Madge.
Sybil.
Sybil.
Madge, sorry.
Yep.
And Kiara. Sorry.
Trying to say my name too.
Well, okay. She kind of just nods and says,
Adrian is dead.
"Oh. That's a shame. I really liked his nuggets.
Me too.
And he was really nice.
Yeah.
Well, we should,
Wait, do I know that my aunt's there too? Or my sister? Did they mention that?
he would have mentioned Enid
Okay.
was okay, yeah.
I also mentioned that she's there.
Oh, well, let me account for some of the princesses. Well, do you mind if we join up? We're looking for other survivors at this point.
Yes, please.
So,
Well, yeah, we're heading towards the Emperor.
sounds good.
And I'll let him know that we found you.
Yes, please.
I like buzz in and I'm like, we found more people. We found your bodyguard who likes romance novels, and
He looked like there's just this what?
What?
I list off everybody we found.
Wait, Lister likes romance novels?
I found him there in the library once.
That's where he goes? That's where
I
he
don't
goes?
know where he goes.
I have no idea where he went. Never asked.
Wait,
That's,
We don't talk about our free time.
that's what, I mean, he doesn't really talk a lot.
has anyone seen Uncle Van?
I haven't heard from Vaughn yet. I'll give him a call right now. It's just like, well, I know he's alive, so I haven't called him. But I'll ask him. So, like, there's a minute, and then Kiara, you see him like switch earrings.
Every so often, like, she's just like walking, and like probably like the cooks are just chattering, and she's just following along, and like she'll just looking, because following him, she just sees his head like ping as if a rock's hit it every time that Ari calls it. Is like that. Yes.
Because Ari doesn't, he just shouts at him.
And then he's just like, and then like he's about to like cast that, he's about to like use that spell, but then he's like, I can't because, and he stops and he's like, well, I'm not gonna contact Vaughn now because it would break this spell, so that's not good. We're not going to do that. He's fine.
We'll get to Vaughn when we get to Vaughn.
Yeah. So you join parties and keep strolling along. We'll go. What's your next one? All right. You have one. 4. Okay, 4. Oh, I gave you. Okay, I messed up. I'm great at this game. Oh, this is perfect. This is wonderful. Okay, so a couple of you go forward, and with the horses and everyone, you come to like a clearing, kind of like beneath the caverns. There's a little bit of like a stream, a spring, because there actually is an underground spring that runs through as well. And the horses go over and start drinking up some water, and the parties go and sit down. Let's see. Yeah, Lister is you know that he can actually cast healing spells because he's a ranger. So you have you have that possibility if you want to ask him to do that, but you have to ask him. That's fun. But Ari, you we'll just say you are just taking midnight. You're walking around because you're anxious, and you hear this like a little bit of a groan, like ugh. And you look around and you see under this pile of rubble, you find like this trail of blood leading to a body under a pile of rubble to someone that's clearly still alive, and it's Rashad.
We gotta go help him.
Trespassing, she says.
Serves you right for coming on the property. We've got another survivor.
Oh, great.
Definitely.
More people to save.
Yeah.
So, Ellie, you come over and you see Rashad unconscious under the rocks. What do you do?
I think I might like.
And
Fill
Ari's
up.
just like glaring at him. Why didn't you die instead of Adrian?
Wrathful Ari.
Yeah, and I think I still have some good berries left. Or would all the how many? Because I think it doesn't it make like 8 good berries. Let me see. I don't think I used them all on the horses.
There's like only 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 5. How many horses?
Or yeah, I make up to 10 berries, so I think I
Okay.
would still have some left over.
Okay, so
Ellie walks up and so during this entire time, Ellie has been just holding like a flower, and it's part of her locate creature, where she just
cute.
kind of makes like a larger than average lily, and it just kind of points in the direction of Kiara, the person that she's concentrating the spell on.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of holding this flower, and she's like, "Oh wait, hold on, I think I have something."
Yeah, and like some of like your like wood tools fall out for a second, and like some of the carvings you've been working on, you like finally like pull out like one of the good berries that's like slightly squished.
Give that to me. I'll give it to him.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Does that
He looks
work?
like
Yeah,
You look like you got your hands full.
Grousing.
yeah, he
He
just
like shoves it in his face.
just shove it in his face, and then like
Like
just
full palm directly in
Not
his face.
get up. You shove it in his
Wake
mouth, and then like grab his jaw and just like force chew it, and then like hold your hand over it. He goes.
Choke on some healing.
And like his eyes water as he comes, and it's just like, doesn't he never call you by your by Ari? Doesn't he call you by your
No,
full
he
name?
calls me by my whole name. I think is.
Yeah. Chiari Aurelia? And he's just
Princess to you.
he's like he's like 1 HP and like stuck under rocks, and he's just like, why would you save me? Why would you save me? I forget the accent. Why would you save me?
I'm too nice for my own good. Jerk.
Do you just leave him on the ground?
Probably get Lister or someone to lift him.
No, I'm like Lister.
Like, you hear just a few like footsteps. Actually, you don't even hear his friggin' footsteps. He just shows up.
Like a ghost pops up at your side.
This jerk needs saving. Don't save him too much.
He bends over and starts to cast Cure Wounds, and when you say like, don't save him too much, he just takes like one hand away.
Fine.
And then he's just like, level 1. And like, so he heals Rashad, and then just like pulls him out by like the collar, and this like kind of drags him over to the crew. And Vela is like, are you dragging an injured person? And he's like, Princess's
orders.
Princess's orders. Just drops him. And there's just kind of this little like, ow.
Following the letter of the law as given.
Passing.
Alright, this pleases me.
Okay, then we'll go back to Kiara and Artis. Yeah, you have your band of cooks. And we'll believe. Okay, so
Kiara's probably not having any issues just like walking around underground. She's like, watch your foot, and then like if one of the cooks slips, you just watch your feet.
yeah, so you're walking around. You hear a voice like, "Hello, is anyone there? It is I, Richard. I was asked to come here. I requested." He's just sort of babbling, and then there's just like, Dad, please. Hello, is anyone there? We're stuck. We need help. And you eventually turn the corner and find Ryukard and Alarkin and Estima, who are Adlana's family members. So Ryukard's the full-fledged demon, and Alarkin and Estima are the tieflings. And Alarkin is holding Estima in his arms. she's unconscious, and then Ryocard is just like, oh goodness, comes over and he's like, do any of you have medical training? My poor baby girl, she's just, he just sputters. So,
I can take a look at her eye.
yep, so, you can do another medicine check with advantage.
You have free hands. Passes Enid over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you hand Enid to Ryocard, who's just like, okay.
Here, we'll take care of yours, take care of ours. And Arias is helping on this one, right?
Yeah, that's where you get
Right,
advantage.
so, yeah. Well, that one's a 16, but the other one's a 20. I can go for 20 on this one. And it's just a 20, because there's no pluses.
Okay, so natural 20. Collectively, the two of you are like, okay, we've done this before. Like, this. It looks like, like, we have a break here, so we'll brace this. And, we'll just stabilize the neck a little bit. And did some, like, checks. And you're like, okay, she looks bad, but she, like, doesn't... It's a lot of bruising. It's not a lot of broken bones or things like that.
She's gonna hurt, but, she's not... It's
Yeah.
not irreparable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She's fine, just unconscious, and she's gonna wake up not feeling great. She expands on the statement only to make the dad stop being upset.
Yeah.
And she's like, eyes. She's gonna wake up.
oh, my baby girl, okay. And he's like, I will hold her.
Right, thank you. And she just takes Enid's back and she just looks at her eyes just catch Ardias's like
And the two of you are just kinda like, yeah.
Yeah, mother hen.
No. You hear Artias mutter, he's always been like that.
Oh, it's not Parenthood that did that to him, I see.
No, he's just like, his wife did that.
Oh.
So the you guys collect new people, and then you come to this, like, you turn outward towards the sea cliffs, and there's a little bit of the wall that's like fallen away. So it's basically the exterior wall was not exposed to the ocean, but now it is, since it's crumbled away in the quake. And so there's and across the way, gosh, this is hard to explain, but basically there's like a little bit of like a cliff, and then like the water is coming into like a pool. And across the cliff edge, you see another. It's like a canyon, yeah, like a little mini canyon with water coming in. And you see the 4 guards that were on the 3rd floor. That, they were Ari's floor guards. So you see Raphael, Paris, Demo, and Yanis. And
We're separated though by
a chasm, basically.
Yeah,
and like they're like slowly descending, because there's not really like a way around. And then like the worst happens is this big wave comes in, and then like one of them is being carried out to sea, 2 of them are clinging onto a rock, and the other one is like just clinging, is caught between the rock and their friend being cast out to sea. So what are we doing?
Oh god.
And if you want Artius to do things, you have to like activate him, basically, because he's an NPC. Right. So.
Yeah, she. The only thing she like. Well, I can't just jump in there. Do you have anything to help with that? The only thing she has in mind is lightning lure, because I can bring something to you, but that's electricity, and that's water, and I don't think that's going to help any situation, unless it's dire. It's just like, it's a last case scenario. Hold on, let me just put you down. Got anything that can help that? I left my rope at the room.
And he's just like, let me see. It's just like he's just sort of. It's like he's watching like. Okay, he has to touch them. Okay.
How far is the person who's being swept out to sea?
She's like at this point. She's like, we'll see. He goes through his book and then he says, "Well, we could fly." She's about 20 feet out, so he just. You feel his hand on your shoulder, and then this magic washes over you, and you just begin to, like, levitate upward.
I've already set Enid down at this point. I'm just going to establish I'm not just carrying one injured person to pick up.
Yeah, you pass Enid over to, a Larkin. He actually has open arms. So then the two of you now fly. So at this point, it's going to be, like, dexterity checks to, like, save everyone.
Okay.
Because you're trying to be speedy, unless you're trying to go after the person who's being swept out to sea, because that's more of a strength check, because you're pulling her out of the water. So.
I'll handle that one.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Our little flip wizard isn't very strong.
And that was just a strength check. Okay, so that's 13 plus 4 is 17.
Okay. Yes. Okay, let me... Yeah, you pluck her right out of the ground, sweep her over, and then drop her off, and you come back around for another one. Let me bring up his character sheet.
That would be a dex check, yeah?
Yeah, that's a dex check. Artis is not doing well because he rolled a freaking 2. So, like, there's just this big wave, and it goes whoosh, and then he kind of, like, comes back out. And tries again.
Oh no. Okay. What does a 14 altogether get me?
Yeah, you managed to pluck another one out.
There's 2.
You got 2. He's trying, but like it's just he's.
Can I give him an assist?
He's really tired. Like he has a level of exhaustion on him, so that's why he's not doing very well.
Yeah, she's probably just like, she's struggling with that one. Gonna go ahead and give him an assist.
Yeah. Collectively, the two of you managed to work together and get the last 2 up and off. It's just difficult because I don't want to keep like rolling forever. So like you managed to do it collectively.
After setting the last one down, it's just like she just sort of looks at him, just like quiet, like, "You all right?"
He just gives you this harrowed look and then looks forward.
Great.
So you have
can I try sensing for Oculus?
It's 100 feet, right?
It's 100 or 200. I think it's 100.
I think it's 100 as well. So let me... You can try. Let me just roll for... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, that's going to be the first one.
I just want to double check the range, because I don't know why my brain's remembering 200 for some reason. I think that's something else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me roll a different dice, because they're big caverns.
This isn't the spell. This is not the spell at all.
You get, like, the barest glimpse of Oculus. Like, he's on just, like, the very edge of your range. Mm-hmm. And you get, like, some sounds, some visions, 838, okay. So you're like, okay, we're getting a little bit closer.
Okay, so within only 100 feet can we communicate telepathically. So if it's farther out, then... Okay, yeah. That's it. There's no 200. Okay, good, unchecked.
Yeah. Alright, back to our other team.
And Oculus probably can sense if I'm somewhere in his consciousness. He's like, oh,
Hey!
they're close, they're close, they're close! It starts bouncing. And just like, I think at this point he's transferred over to Luna to check on Luna. Starts batting your shoulder. Bet, 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 bet. And so you can't understand him, but he's excited about something.
Hey, glad you're excited, kid.
But Ellie could understand him. So he's just chirping in bat, just saying, they're close, they're close, they're close.
Okay, I think they're close.
Yes!
Holding up the plant.
Okay, so we're back to the Kiara Arteus crew. You guys just you just went. So we're back to Ellie, Ari, and Luna crew. Right?
Smash cut with Oculus. Alright.
Wait, Oculus is saying we're close, Ellie?
Yeah, I think so.
I can hear. She's in my mind. I can sense that she's there. Can't really hear her very clearly, but she's here. Means a bit. There's some distance away.
He just sits there, has to think about distance. Hasn't been ever really able to track that.
There's some distance away. Not that far, but not that close. But still, closer than farther.
Well, if they're able to sense their bond, then we must be close.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Calls up Art and goes like, we have a really excited little Oculus here, and he says you guys are closer, but that's what Ellie's telling me.
It should be a terrible joke if it was a joke. No kidding.
Yeah, Oculus is quite clear. She's saying that you're close, but not far, but not far, but not close.
Okay, so Oculus says you're far, but not far, but close, and not close, but like
Does he just slow
somewhere?
It's just the response is, "I'm aware of how close you are to us. I have my own spell going on."
Oh. Okay.
And but just because we're close doesn't mean we'll see each other soon because of how the caves are not straight.
Oh, and not that it's important, but we found Rashad.
He's alive, unfortunately.
That's it.
It's like,
The siblings are just sort of like, you collect, I collected this, I got this many cards.
So he was trespassing. I think we should punish him.
we can certainly be creative.
I've already started.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll see you soon.
So, your crew of horses and people and Rashad, you're walking through, and you come up to another cavern where you look up because you hear Uncle Vaughn. He's just like, "Hey! Hey, hey, hey! Hey!" And he starts climbing down the cavern walls. A kobold is strapped to his back along with a unconscious drow. And he is climbing down the wall, and he says, he's about like 60 feet up, and he says, "So, I'm stuck. Also, this drow lady is really bad shape." And he like turned, and you see Deirdre.
Oh.
I can get one of you down.
It's like, okay, take her.
Alright, I'm gonna vortex warp Deirdre on
Okay.
down.
All right, yeah. So,
and then I'll be like, Lister,
Lister. It's Lister.
Lister, heal her. Better than you healed her. Good healing.
There's like
Nice healing.
so like he initially like starts with one hand and then he's just okay, two hands.
Be nice to her.
Just a nod. Like there is a little bit of like confusion. Like you don't see a lot of emotion on him, but there's a little bit of confusion because he's like,
Where's this
where's this? Who is this lady? No, he'd know who she is. He's seen her around actually, but he's
It
like,
just feels that these rules are arbitrary.
he's just like, okay. He just nods and starts healing her. And so now we have Vaughn, who's still like just up there, like, yeah, I don't think I can climb down. And the little kobold is like, eyes, the great marrow. I'm also stuck.
Hold on.
Did not carry nearly enough bolts of cloth to get us a rope downward, and I wouldn't waste it!
Waste it! It's not worth it! I will not sacrifice my art.
I can actually do vortex warp two more times.
Okay, if that's what you want to do, you can do that.
I mean, I don't have any other way to get them down. Does anyone else have another way to get them down? Leicester, do you have another way to get them down?
Let me bring a fish. Let me look.
Luna dog, fetch!
Or Vila, or librarian.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. A lot of other stuff would break my concentration.
He has conjure animals.
My favorite.
Conjure animals. Okay. Can you summon like flying things or?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I've summoned giant owls before.
Woohoo! Yeah. So you ask him to do stuff. So he
Get them.
he calls up. There's like. He does his spell, and then Vaughn is just like, oh, man, don't send Lister to save me. I've got to jump. Hey, I'm just gonna. He's just like, I'm freaking jumping. He like is so upset, and then like the giant owls are sent over, and they flap up to him, and Vaughn's just like, fine.
I told him to do it, so I'm saving you. I'm
The
just
owls
using
give,
tools.
like,
Taking credit.
Taking credit. He's like, I can't live with that, and then he gets on. And Meryl scrambles to the front and grabs the like feathers and says, I will drive us. I shall drive. Okay, geez, lady. So they fly down, and now you have them and the giant owls. And
And she was like, Art, we have
Uncle Vaughn is here. It's okay.
we have Vaughn, we have Meryl, and we have sorry, I forgot.
Dear
Okay.
Jen.
Deirdre. Oh,
And I
good.
just shouted, and then I go like that.
Oh, good. You have star. Okay. That's good. That's good. We're hopefully we'll find you in these caves. Have you come?
What do we?
Yeah. Then okay. Let me just do a few more checks because of course I like messed up the numbering. So we did the horses. We saved Fawn. 03. Oh, okay.
Got the cooks. Got real cards.
Yep.
Got Rashad.
Got Rashad.
Your
All right.
favorite.
But we got Gaius.
We got Gaius. Yes, your favorite. We're gonna go back to Kira and Artia's. And you take your
Right now, it's
team.
probably like running in circles with Luna Dog. And Luna's just like, no, will you two stop it?
Yeah, so you take not Ari, so Kiara and Artia's team with their entourage, you are walking around, he's in the lead, with, there's like, usually his magic isn't very showy, it's just very subtle. It seems like he's just walking. You don't really see a visual cue. But, like, if you look really close at him, there's a, like, very subtle, like, shadowy sort of film or, like, wisp about the eyes.
More mist. Smoky.
Yeah. And as you're walking, you see an elegantly dressed female with a narrow face and sharp eyes. Even her sleepwear seems to be put together. And next to her is another woman who shares similar features. Make an insight.
2 women who are sharply dressed in the dark. Huh, that doesn't put Kiara on edge. I don't know what will. Last time I didn't have my armor, this ended badly for someone.
This is true.
That's a 17? Oh wait, what am I rolling for? So 17 plus...
It was insight, but you can also do investigation.
Insight, investigation. Oh, that's plus 3 either way, so that is a dirty 20.
They definitely have a resemblance to Ari and Artia's.
She just slightly moves her stride so that she's behind the taller person. And she's just as like, oh, don't think about how you're carrying one of the daughters on your Don't think about how you're carrying it in a very undignified way. Secure, but slightly undignified.
The younger of the women, you see her squint and she goes, "Brother?" She runs, she's fast. The older woman just walks. And she approaches, she's very lithe and athletic, and she says, "Well, I'm glad you're right." And then she goes, "Enid!" And she just, like, pushes Artius aside, and is like, "Enid!" She's focused on Enid, and then she looks up at you, and she's just like... And then she looks at Artius, and he says, Kiara.
Majesty. Sister. Highness. Sister just...
This is Princess Kiel, also the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Ah, pleasure to meet you.
And then Kiel looks at you and the party. "Ah, so you're Ari's friend. I see." There's still, like, kind of like a wary look there.
Yeah, they're just sort of sizing each other up like, hello? Hello?
Yeah, yes, hi. And she looks at Artius, and they have this, like, exchange with just eyes, and then she kind of backs up. And the older woman comes up and says, "What, you're not going to introduce me?" And she has a presence to her. "May I introduce the Grand Duchess Majera Zindrake." Wow. She's just... Well, I can see you're as enthusiastic as ever. And then she just also walks past Artius. And she there's a very intense look in her eye as she looks at you, Kiara, and then just with, like, a finger, she taps Enid. And there's a little bit of a low hum. And Enid, her eyes, like, pop open as she gets some healing into her. And then she's just like, huh.
Now she's struggling. She's like, all right.
"Why am I like this? Who are you? Mom? Who are you here? What are my kids? What's happening?
There's 3 of them. Don't worry, they're here. Cats. Meow.
Meow.
Doesn't know how to call them. She's never tried calling a cat, but like meow. The most monotone and unenthusiastic meow.
She just scrambles to the ground and like scoops up her cats. She's like, "There's only 3 of them. What's happening?" I just remember a fall, and Ardias comes over and just says, "Enid, you're fine. Shh, it's okay."
There's 4 of them alive.
There's 4. There's 4. Okay, sorry. 4 of them are alive.
But one of them is like standing at the very edge of the party, like, I object to how many people are around us now. I liked it better when it was just us and cats.
Yeah. There's the one cat that's just like,
So only 3 of them get scooped up in love, and now the 4th cat's really upset. Like,
It takes the combined effort of the 2 siblings that are there to calm her down. And you don't know exactly what they say because they're talking to her in Arcanic, but she calms down. And then while that's happening, so actually what happens is Artius tries to calm Enid down, but fails miserably. And then Kale's just like, move. Just move. Oh my gosh, get out of the way.
be gone.
Gosh, this is something between sisters. A sacred bond. She doesn't say that, but she's like, just move. Oh gosh. She kind of shoves him out of the way. And then you do not escape the gaze of the Grand Duchess, as she just raises her eyebrows and looks at Artius and says, "What is this?" And he's just like, "Well, didn't you hear? She's Ari's guest." "Really now? And where would our sheltered little princess meet a drow?" It's just like...
She doesn't say anything. Kiara's not Serena. Serena would say.
She thinks that. Oh well, I let Ari come last minute. She can be very persuasive when she wants to be.
You let it.
Yes, and let's say I believe you. What makes you so special? What was her name? Kiara. Why would you be invited to a Feywild party hosted by the Queen of the Autumn herself?
Got an invitation by an imparted friend. A friend of a friend. Nothing special, though. Nothing special, so to speak, but a friend of a friend.
And then, okay, so do a deception check.
She's like, I got in because I had an invitation from the friend of Sabra, so she's like, close?
I mean, that's true. It's...
Okay, well, either way, she got a nat 20.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
So with deception, though, let's see if I can, it's just 22. It's a humble 22 for someone who just makes a point. Don't lie, just avoid.
Just avoid. She just, well... And she's about to say something, and Artius intervenes and is like, "Grand Duchess, right now is not the time to discuss the quality of our guests." And the Grand Duchess she just leans away and says, "Fine."
Like, the minute she said, "What is this?" Kiara did full, like, go back into, like, draw soldier mode, where it's, like, unreadable, at attention. I'm pretty much here to spite the Empire, apparently. It's a self-defense mechanism.
And her eyes swerve from Kiara to Artius, and she says, "You're not sleeping together, are you?" And he's just like...
That broke her concentration. Spell's broken. I don't know where Ari is anymore.
Deep breath. He's like, "Well, if we were, would that be a problem? It's none of your business anyway."
Kiara's just like looking at the Grand Duchess, and then she's like looks at him, and then she looks back, and then she's like,
and she shoots back. "Oh God, it's Artius. If you're going to have lovers, at least have taste. Well, I'm sure you know all about what it means to have tasteful lovers. And then they just launch into this bickering. And Kale's like, stop it, whatever, stop it. Just snaps at them aggressively. People are dying. When people aren't dying, you can kill each other. Let's just find them, okay?
They're not dying anymore. Do the thing.
Okay, let's pretend we're a family for once and go find Ari. She goes and march. She just grabs her mom and like marches into the darkness, and then she comes back and she's like, I don't know where they are. And Archie is just like he actually just casts it this time instead of ritually. He's just like this way. And yeah, so like
it's like it's like it occurs to her to just like try and look back. It's like, did anyone else here? She's like, oh nope, don't look back. Don't look back. It feels like we're guilty of something. I don't know what I did.
You hear like a little quiet cough, like
keeps on walking.
A Larkin comes up to you and he's like, awkward.
She's just kind of like side eyes and like
yeah, so that awkwardness happened, but at this point we'll say that you so let's just do Ellie, make a wisdom check.
Just flat wisdom. 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say like collectively at this point, your two parties come into this large cavern, and both of you see the same cavern from like same cave area, but from different sides. And in the middle, you see a curious center as there appears to be part of the medical wing that fell down here. As Ari, you recognize Dr. Teo. You love him so much.
My favorite.
My favorite guy. There are there are blankets laying out. There are what appears to be like those of you coming in for the first time, what you see is a bunch of what appear to be like medical students who are around like one doctor, and he is leading a demonstration on like a medical procedure. And he's this slim, lean male with like long black hair and just these like ghastly, like gaunt face.
God,
yeah, like
Down as having white hair.
Oh, he has white hair. That's right, he does. Sorry. He's white hair. And we'll say that Team Ari comes up first, and he says, more survivors.
I do you too.
He has a, make insight checks on him. Just for fun. He's very uncomfortable.
All of us?
Yeah, just inside him. So uncomfortable.
Ooh.
You don't know this actor. In fact, you forgot who this person was.
Yeah, 15.
13.
I got 23.
He is so... You're not sure why. But there's just something really off about this guy. Ellie, you and your wild imaginations are like, man, this guy's from like another planet or something, because there's just something really weird and alien about him. But you have no idea what it is.
He is Dr.
Wait, so you said that he's doing like a demonstration.
Yeah, and he looks up and sees like your crew coming in. And so like he has like what he was doing was pulling out like rocks from someone's like wound and with tweezers or whatever.
I lean into Luna and I'm like, so it looks like he's helping someone, but he's putting them on display. That's weird, right? That doesn't make any sense. In a
It is a
cave.
little odd. Yeah, in a cave, that's weird. For sure. Huh.
They both look to Ari.
Just slightly tilt head. Just
Ari, you know that there was like you know that there was a medical wing in the basement of the castle, and Dr. Teo is what do you remember about him? Because I gave you a paragraph, so
Yeah, I've actually got it pulled up.
okay, yeah, just pull from that.
So, I'll go over and I'll be like, he's always weird. And he's a jerk.
This guy sucks.
okay, so this is normal as a gesture
He's
to
unfortunately really good. But he teaches the medical students down in the basement of the castle. And
In the basement? That sounds sketch.
well, we have to keep him around because he helps Art with some stuff. So he teaches his classes here because I guess he likes being in the basement.
Yeah, he asked for the basement.
You know, probably the smell of decaying mold or whatever.
I don't think
of the local dungeon crawlers.
I don't think a cataclysmic event is the right time to be holding a class. As we look around, we're like underground, and like people are bleeding.
I think with him, it doesn't matter where or when.
Someone need help. They need help.
Yep. And so at this point, the crew has reunited. Everyone's back together.
Ooh, can
I think
we?
Oculus ditched you guys as soon as he says that Kiara was somewhere. It's like, because Kiara's like, this is a little familiar. Oculus, and he's like, oh, and they just flew up, and probably like, I'm gonna go that way.
Before we continue, can we take a break?
Break time? Yeah, we can do break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's take a break and then do reunion.
Okay, sounds good. All right, great.
You bet.
Kelly's so cute. Meow.
Aww.
Yeah, look how cute Kelly is.
A little baby around. Get out of here.
Hello. I like your shirt.
Thank you. It's really fun, and I like that it's an off-shoulder. I like them. They're much. Aside from all the millions of crop tops, I like things that go off the shoulder. I'm like, yes, this is comfy. Yes. Asymmetry.
I was like in a debate about changing my shirt today because my sister saw it and she's like, "Makes you look frumpy," and I was like, "I'm having a frumpy day."
Aww. No, it's just a striped long sleeve.
I know, no, and it's actually like a light sweater versus
cozy.
just being. I was just like, feel frumpy. No, I actually don't think it does. But my sister was all like, we went thrift store shopping together. And I found it, and I was like, I love the feel of it. It feels so comfortable. It's so soft. And she like looks at it and she's like, it's frumpy. And I was like, sometimes I feel like being frumpy.
That's when usually if I would just turn on. Well, it's not for you. Well, lucky for you, it's mine.
It's my frumpiness.
My sweater. Sorry, Ari, incoming. Your mom's here and she has a question about one of your friends.
Uh-oh.
Why this? Hi.
I just thought of that. She's probably gonna ask me. Oh, crud biscuits.
And Kira's like, no, this is about the reception I was expecting when I got here. This feels delayed, but, somewhat correct. And I don't like that feels correct.
Yeah. I like that she was like, "Are you guys sleeping together?" And she's like,
Kira's like,
there's no wall for me to melt into.
Yeah, her like eyebrows went from like resting to like, and then he did it, and then she like just narrowed her eyes and like, what?
Like, what?
And then like as they continued, like her eyes just like went into like the space that is between the two of them, and she went to a faraway place, being like, I wonder what the matriarchs would do if they realized this much of discourse was in the enemy camp. Would they be proud, or would they be actually very irritated?
These idiots have held us at bay for this long.
They're holding us at bay. They're holding us at bay. She's like, oh, I hope they never find out. I hope they never find out. I'd be very irritated or elated. We can at least name one matron who's going to be super stoked on that if she ever finds out. Oh, excellent discourse in someone else's house.
Yep. So we back. Everyone back.
Yeet.
All right. So yes, the party reconvenes. The medical teams. There's a nurse that is like way more approachable than Dr. Teo. And I've always had her in my mind, but I've never actually named her, so give me a second.
Go up to her and I'm like,
Don't say Ratchet. Don't say Ratchet.
I go up to her and I say, last person to get healed is that guy there, Rashad. He stays hurt as long as possible. Princess's orders.
I thought Serena was saying Ratchet.
Yeah, like Nurse Ratchet or Nurse Ratchet.
Oh, I was thinking Rashad. I thought it was saying
No.
Rashad.
No.
Ratchet.
Oh, okay. It's Ophelia. Nurse Ophelia. And, she says, well, if that is your desire, Princess. And then, there's a call across the hall as they're like, we got an emergency! Bring him over here! And you see, your Aunt Serena being brought in, and the medical staff running over to her, along with like her like the staff that is remaining. You also see Taliki like limping in. The two of them had a rough fall, and then I mean, if you want to talk to them, you can. But
I'm like, go over. What's happening?
It's Taliki She's probably the one that would have taken the hit better, but she's an artificer. She says, Serena's been unconscious for a while, so I don't know. And so, Ari, what do you do?
Panic?
Panic?
Luna! Screams Luna's name.
Bring some medical stuff here now. Luna, you said you had medical stuff, right? Medical stuff.
You're a magic guy.
You're magical.
She's right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I can give
there.
her 5 points for health.
Okay. Yeah, you use your lay on hands and her okay. She let me just do
Should be
something.
enough to wait here.
Yeah. Okay. She did roll 1 death save, but you got to her. And her she comes into focus and sees your magic fading from your hands. She says, Luna, yes. Thank you, dear. Oh, Ari.
Are you?
Well,
Be better.
I fell about 100 feet, so...
Ari's like, of course, still covered in blood. Me too.
Well, she gently pats your knee. You're looking better than I am.
Messy, but better.
I just came to. Is Art okay?
Yes.
He comes over. Hey. And you have like a little family reunion as so the family reunion consists of Ari and Artius and your Aunt Serena, and then followed by Kiel and Enid and Majira, I should say. Big old family reunion. Yeah.
I imagine Ellie's just like with the flower, just like all, she's right. Oh, that's lovely. She looks down. Oh, that's lovely. And like, there's a bat that is grafted to her face right now. His wings are around her neck because he's like, and she's just like covered in blood.
Get off of
Thank you,
me.
Luna, for saving me.
Oh.
Oh, Luna gets a hug.
And things begin to wind down. Actually, what happens is Nurse Ophelia approaches the party and says, well, we need... a lot of the arcane elves aren't able to shift right now, so if any of you would be willing to donate blood, it would save us a lot of problems, since we can't heal that even with magic. And then she has like a kit of like syringes.
We'll donate.
Okay, so those of you who donate, make a con save.
Yeah, I'll be willing to donate.
There are some drow that could
As
probably
long
use.
as long as we take some time after to rest stuff.
Yeah.
I got 16.
Okay, that should be...
Oh my god. Ooh.
Yeah.
Remember to just add +5, Ellie.
Ooh, awesome. That will help out a lot.
I think I've probably lost too much blood.
Is it a save or is it just back, right?
Yeah,
It's just save. And Ari, you wouldn't want to donate anyway.
Yeah, Kiara does like look at her, it's like, oh, me too.
That's a 15 for me. Thanks to that.
15? 15 works, yeah. 15, the DC is 15. So.
I rolled a 10, and then with my 8 for a save, and then with the 5, I guess it's just a... What are those numbers together? 18? 19,
18.
20,
23.
23. Yeah, you're just whatever. They, she says, thank you. And then you see her, take the vials directly to, like,
That's just...
essentially, like, there's, like, a cave that's been boarded off. And, she goes in with, like, 2 guards following her, and then they shut the door. And you just... and that's all you see. Ari, you would know what's happening. What's happening?
Can I have an insight?
Yeah, you can.
I would also like to fix that. I actually read my strength save, not my con save, so it's just a 20, not 20.
Just a 20. Okay, yeah,
It's just a 20.
Just a 20.
Yeah.
So, what's happening, Ari? You know that if arcane elves are wounded badly enough and like remain so for a long enough time, that they'll actually go into a state of fight or flight, which usually leads to what's called a blood craze. So their bodies like freak out, thinking like they need to reach equilibrium and get blood, and they become feral. And usually, what they do, you actually see a lot of animals lying around, because what they'll do to avoid that is they'll actually like shift to their animal form. But sometimes people don't bond with an animal, so they don't have an animal form, or they bond with, like, a fish, or, something dumb. So, like, it's not helpful. So, like, some of the arcane elves that, like, either couldn't shift in time, weren't bonded, or were bonded to a fish, were, like, are basically being, like, stored in, like, a cave to, like, keep them contained.
It's, like, top secret kind of information?
No, it's actually pretty well known. They use this, like, the arcane elves have actually released, like, an army of, like, blood-crazed arcane elves on the Drow, historically. They, like, raise...
Stop bonding to fish.
It's not, well...
Because I want to be a jellyfish in my free time, okay? I just don't
Maybe
regret
one of them was
To be fair...
They're goldfish.
To be fair, the bonding, it happens when they're, like, little kids, like, the equivalent of, like, 3. So,
and
like...
wanted it a fair, so there you go.
So, like, sometimes kids, get really attached.
I'm a mermaid and became a jellyfish instead.
And the parents just couldn't say no.
Yeah, like...
Mommy, please, can I be a goldfish? Okay.
Like, Ari, you know that Vaughn's animal form is actually a fish.
I'm lame.
Because he, like, grew up in the mountains and like, the lake. So, like, he would swim in the lake a lot. And he wanted to, like, and he liked the fish. So, like, as a kid, he bonded to, like, the trout, basically. So, his animal form is a fish. That's why he never shifts.
Now I want to call him Mr. Trout.
And, like, speaking of Vaughn, like, you see Lister, like, just kind of leering at him, and he's like, shut up, I could have just climbed down that, I could have just jumped, And there's, like, a long-going, like, manly struggle between Lister and Vaughn, trying to one-up each other, like, their eternal debate of swords versus spears goes on and on.
Resisting the urge to tell him that he could have swam down.
I guess it's not gonna help because you usually swim upstream, don't you? I swear. How could I be a fish? There's birds in the cave.
Yeah. So at this point, Luna, you were approached by creepy Dr. Teo.
Oh, hello.
Hello. And he says, Miss Arno, I presume. Yes. He says, Miss Arnell, I presume.
Yes.
Yes. He says, could I interest you in a scientific inquiry?
What's the inquiry?
Well, you see, I have... I'm sorry, I'm not good at him yet. You see, I have the luxury of 2 werewolves in my camp right now, and I would love to compare and contrast how it manifests in both of you. Could we come to an agreement?
I like point my staff and it's like, she's given enough blood.
Please. We don't need to be brutish about this.
And my like staff is just like a bunch of like leaves and twigs and stuff, so it's like not even like intimidating. It's also just kind of.
You're just wagging driftwood at him at this point.
Because he's
How
a.
long-
Go
How
on.
long do you anticipate this taking?
Well, we'll be here a number of hours, considering the Archmage probably can't teleport us out for. He's like. He looks at Arteus. He'll need at least 4 hours to recuperate. I would like at least 2 of them.
Just while we're down here?
To begin with, if I can convince you to indulge me longer, then I won't say no.
Will the others be safe?
He's like, well, I can employ a number of the guards to ensure that.
I know Luna is tempted because it's like, with her trial coming up, it could be good for her just to like have a little bit more practice with it and like just kind of know, hey, these are my triggers. Like, I can work around it in this way.
Perhaps you'd like to speak to young Victoria.
Okay. I'll speak to her.
Okay, so you, he gestures behind him, and he, like, walks with you. He's like, yes, we had her transferred over from the asylum for the time being. I had just the most... Oh, gosh, what was, words? It's not inkling, but, like, it's like he was stuck on this thought of, like, how to do something, and he wanted to test it out.
Maybe.
Yes,
He spoiled a wild hair, didn't he?
And he says, like, I've just been ruminating on the effects of lycanthropy, and I find it utterly fascinating and how it seems to evade all forms of control. And he just kind of, like, moons on about, how fascinating he thinks all of this is. And you come to let me find it. There we go. He leads you to basically they just have like torn sheets on the ground that people are lying on because they could only set up so much with the earthquake. And you see a female that is, she's part drow, part orc, and maybe part tiefling. She has, like, short, pointed ears, kind of like yours, these small little tusks, and then, like, kind of like a stocky, broad build, and a little whip for a tail. Her medical gown is a few sizes too big, and her hair is this just puff of gray hair. And that's not from age, that's from her probably being part drow. As a lot of the times their hair is white. Her skin is like a gray purple, but like the purple has a warmer undertone to it. Like it's more of a red purple than like a blue purple. And you can guess that's from her tiefling side. She's sort of just absently sitting on a stool and kicking her legs. She's probably no older than Ellie, actually. And
Child that you got the case files for?
Probably.
yeah, probably is. Yeah. And so Dr. Teo says, Victoria, this is Miss Arenell. She also has your condition. I'll leave you to it to discuss my proposition. He sort of just...
Chat amongst yourselves.
Yes,
Mingle.
he sort of just drifts away.
Hey, I'm Luna. Nice to meet you. The handshake.
And she's just like, oh, hey. She's kind of awkward about receiving the handshake. You can tell that
We're doing this now.
she's not very... It's not hard to tell that she isn't very socialized. Bit awkward, but she's like, hi.
Hi. So how long have you been dealing with lycanthropy?
Jeez. Since I was like 3?
Ooh, that's early.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I don't really remember a lot before. It's pretty much my whole life. Just, she kind of like lifts the gown up her shoulder and like kind of puffs it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just, these gowns and white walls.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. What about you?
I've only been dealing with it for a few months now.
Oh.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a few months.
Yeah.
She just nods. I see. What did he say to you?
That he wanted to kind of poke around with it, see how I responded to certain things. Probably could be good because I have an upcoming trial about it.
Well, they used to, I guess the best, she like struggles for words because she just doesn't talk a lot. She's like, well, they used to, like, give me a lot of stuff to just keep me knocked out. And sedated to sleep a lot because, they didn't know a lot of what would trigger me. But recently, he's, actually, ever since I came to Dr. Teo, she leans over and she's like, I mean, he's weird, right? Like, I've known, like, 8 people in my life, so...
He's weird.
Okay.
It's not just you.
Okay, he's weird. But, I mean, he's really good at what he does. And then she, like, pulls her, she turns and shows you, like, a tattoo on her back, and she says, he does medical tattoos. And, we're in the trial phase of it now, but it's been working pretty well. He said something about it being different for everyone, though. And ever since I got it, I've been really tired and I've been having really weird dreams. And sometimes and sometimes I sleepwalk, but I don't think I've shifted. So, I mean, it's better. And she looks around, she's like, but I don't know if they'll ever let me out. She's just like, what do you... She's like, well, how come you're allowed to be out?
Frankly, probably because my dad has money.
And she goes, yeah. Tracks.
Of course, it hasn't helped with other family.
So, it makes no difference to me. I get examined all the time.
I think because it's kind of new to me, it could be wise for me to have someone help me with examining it.
Yeah. Okay. So, we'll, go and... Do you want to go tell him now? She's like, looks over and she's like, he's probably going to come around again. And then, like, as soon as it seems like you've stopped talking, he's, like, there. So, did you come to an agreement?
Sorry, Tiffany, did I ever force you to watch Troll 2?
Yeah.
Okay, you're acting exactly like that one witch lady.
There's a happy accident. I will. There's a happy accident. Teo is just supposed to be uncomfortable.
Excellent. I think that's exactly what they told that actress. It's like, oh, what's my motivation? Uncomfortable. Okay.
Okay.
Do that.
Be that.
Come to an agreement, and he kind of like drums his fingers together.
Yeah, we want to participate.
Great. And he goes to. So he leads you over to like a cavern that it has like a shallow opening, and then it's just closed off. And then he basically has two of the guard come over, and their names are Cassius and Delia, too, actually. And they agree. So Cassius is like this big dude with like a tower shield, and Delia is a lithe woman with like dual blades. And they agree and go and stand by the door. And so what he does is he basically has the two of you lie down, and then he says, I'm going to expose you to various stimuli, yes? And from that, we'll be able to see what your triggers are, and sort of like, and he prattles on and on about stuff. So, Mckenna, what do you think Luna's triggers would be? You get to pick them. Pick 3.
Okay. I think anything to do with Odo, but I'm trying to think of like a specific concept that can be.
Mm-hmm.
Such as guys being creepy or feeling trapped.
Mm-hmm.
I think her loved ones being in danger can be one. That just feels like a good, solid trigger to make somebody upset. And I think something along the lines of the fact that she's a little bit spoiled and like likes to be on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she feels like somebody is like pushing her down or trying to make her feel inferior.
So she's really ticked off that there's 2 princesses around.
A little bit. Like, no, that's not ticked off at all. Like,
You're doing fine by my standards.
Oh,
yeah,
darn.
the soldier's good.
I've got so many privileges.
that's great, sweetie.
That's right. It's like I planned that. All right. So what Teo does is he, you guys get like, so team. While that is happening, actually, we'll do this first. So, Luna, you lie on the ground, and Victoria lies down on the ground too. And what Teo does is he takes out a needle, and he says, he's like, relax, this is just to, I'm going to put you in a dreamlike state, so then we can, bring forth the advanced stimuli, blah, 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 blah. He's going to put you in a dream state so that things seem real, and then he's going to basically, like, give you this drug so that you don't actually lash out.
It's like a paralytic.
Yeah, paralytic.
So it's like we shift, but like we don't do anything. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then he kind of looks at you, and then he'll squeeze a little bit of it out, and then look at it again and say, yes, that should be enough, and then without much decorum, he just shoves it in, and he's very good. Like, he just looks at you, says, Vade, boop, done. So there is that. He's actually a really good doctor. He's just not a people person, And
That tracks.
Bedside manner.
not a people person.
Yeah, because nurses are people persons.
Yeah. And Luna,
There's a joke in Tuca and Birdie where it's like, we tried to teach doctors empathy, but we realized that we were better off just training robots to do it instead. Here's your bedside manner bot.
I just know how these flesh machines work. I don't talk to them.
don't talk to them.
So while she's in the hospital, this robot's just sitting there like, oh, that lamp, that's my wife. Can you help me? And I'm just like... Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so Luna, you go into it feels like you're just floating, and then you just adrift on this, river. You're back in Verkus, things are good, and you are back home with your family. You see, like, your mom over in her greenhouse. There we go. Tending the herb garden. Your dad is... he's actually talking to Rolf about something political or whatever, and things are going pretty good. And you're stepping on the stairs, and then you're in the stairwell of the house, and you go upstairs, you look out, and you see the lock, and you're like, oh, I want to go see him. So then you go for the door, but the door's locked, and you think, that's weird. And turn the handle, but then you look down, the handle's not there. The room starts to actually just sort of shrink in on you. How's Luna doing?
Not doing good, trying to conserve her breath, trying to look for a way out.
For a way out, you're like, oh, windows, okay.
Yeah, windows.
Yep. So you see the windows, run to the windows. What do you try to do with the window?
Open it, and if it won't open, then break it.
Okay, so you pry up at it, and then you can't get it open. For some reason, it's jammed, and then you grab a chair and shove it through the window, but then you turn and the window's not even there. It's just solid wall, and the walls just keep slowly creeping in, slowly, forevermore, and crunching down on...
Try to smite the door open.
Okay, yeah, you smite you're smiting the door, and there's just another door behind it, and then... And, above you, this trap door opens, and there's Odo leering at you, going, I've got you now, you foolish girl. You thought you could outsmart me. You're so stupid and dumb. I led you here. And then he's just like, and to make things worse, you look over and you see Picolak being, dangled over, like a pit of piranhas or something.
There's something where you think back on it, it's that was cheesy, but in the moment you're like, oh god, no.
Yeah. And he's just laughing, and then for some reason fire comes up behind him. And so would you say that would cause her to shift?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Especially, the encroaching in is, it just feels like that scene from Star Wars.
Yeah. So, on the exterior, you, see Dr. Teo's just taking notes and be like, yes, okay, we should be coming to this... Oh, yeah, okay. And your claws start to come out. The fur begins to just explode outward. There's this rise in her chest, and that's about it, because the paralytic keeps her down, but they can still twitch and stuff. And then you come back. He does a series of other tests, feeling trapped. There's no, what would be another one? There's another one where you're trapped underwater and at risk of drowning. There's another one where your friends are in danger and you can't get to them. And he just it's harrowing nightmare after harrowing nightmare. So Do a charisma save for me.
Okay, that is 28.
Yes. And through this, you manage to maintain your mental your mental stabilities, faculties, and at the end of this, basically, you come to you're sweating. Your shirt that you have has begun to mend itself. And Teo says, "Very good. Yes, I've made quite a lot of progress just from this alone." And then he basically what he does is he says, "Here, for your troubles. I understand you have a trial coming up." And so basically there's a statement that says these are her triggers, and there's medical evidence to support that her if taken the right steps, her condition can be controlled. So now you have a medical professional, basically have a medical note to present to the court now.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll help. Yeah. And he says, I find it very fascinating that you've managed your lycanthropy so well. Do you have any idea what have caused this?
Caused me handling it well?
Yes, do you have some sort of, ethical system you adhere to, or do you have a routine that you always do?
I have a lot of support from my ancestors.
There's an eyebrow raise. Do you mean that literally, or?
Yes.
I see. And so he asks for, a detailed explanation of that, and, you explain to him that, no, actually my ancestors are bonded to me, and, they help me a lot. And then they love me. And he says, fascinating. Wow. He's just alright. He says, well, from a medical standpoint, I would say that because lycanthropy is a curse, he basically explains that lycanthropy is a curse, and magic in its own magic wants to be bound. That's why that's just its nature. And the magic of the curse is basically being pulled into the paladin vows. And that's how they're being contained, because the vows basically bind the magic in a stronger way. So that's why magic wants to be bound. When there's a stronger bond, it goes to that. So that's what, and especially willing bonds. That's actually why demons want devils, actually. That's why devils want contracts, because they want willing bonds, because they're just stronger. And so since you made these vows willingly, and then you've basically you're basically magically bound to your ancestors, and thereby have contained the curse in that way. That's kind of how it works. It's it's very high magic theory.
It's like calculus of magic.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. While Luna was out for 2 hours, the other team, you have the opportunity to look for your stuff. I imagine you want to try to find your stuff.
So first,
Yes.
I was talking to, is Vaughn, right? Uncle Vaughn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just conversing with Uncle Vaughn, and just so how often do you turn into a fish?
He's like, oh my
It
gosh.
seems like the opportunity wouldn't come up a lot. I mean, I turned into an octopus.
While this is happening, he's just groaning, and then he looks at Ari, and he's like, dude. He's like, I trusted you. I can't look at you right now. He's like, okay.
We overheard the other guy.
I'm pretty sure Artius actually probably would have told you. Because, guys just, they have, like, they're basically, like, brothers at this point.
Yeah, I know. But I'm blaming it on the other guy.
Blaming on Lister. I mean, Lister would also tell you if he knew, so.
Yeah, I'm saying that Lister told us.
That guy, he shouldn't even know. He just, okay.
I was so rid of on him, like, Lister likes romance novels.
What? Like what kind? Like the sexy kind, or like the horny kind?
I don't know. I didn't read what ones he was reading. He just hangs out there in the library. You didn't hear it from me.
Okay. He's like, okay. I'm storing that information.
You're muted.
She
Heard it from the other guy. But what other guy? I don't know, another guy that's not me.
that one. No, any of them. And Vaughn looks at Ellie. He's like, okay, look, like, when I go on, like, vacation or, like, sabbatical, I'll go to the lake up north and I'll swim, okay? I swam a lot as a kid, so I don't know, I like fish, okay? I keep pet fish, just...
Oh.
Does he have like an aquarium of?
Yeah, he's an aquarium.
Oh no.
Oh
He's
no!
like,
Earthquake.
Oh no, are they okay?
and then he takes him and he's like, I really hope my fish are okay.
Mr. Bubbles.
Fish are okay.
P-Bubs, no!
And so with that, we'll say you're looking for,
Stuff.
your stuff. So make investigation checks for your stuff, and including Luna's stuff. I'm assuming you're looking for Luna's stuff.
Yeah.
You also have a bunch of people and NPCs that will help you. Like, Gaius would help, Vaughn would help. So, just...
Start gathering the stuff, guys. Like, tons
Get the stuff. I'm gonna roll these two.
Trying to.
So we get to roll
guidance
with
on
advantage,
myself.
right?
Do we
Yeah.
get help?
You can. You just have to tell you which NPC you're asking for help.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna team up with Gaius.
Okay.
Clearly.
Obviously. Gaius, I feel like he'd still be a dog because he, would just say other people, need the blood more at this point, so he's just gonna, like, wait till there are more supplies. He's the type of person to do that. And these are really cute puppers. Alright, Ellie, are you going alone, or are you asking for someone to help you?
I'm gonna ask Deirdre to help me.
Okay.
Oh.
She's
Wait, get up.
Want a healer?
Can I ask Richard?
Yes! Yes! You can ask Richard!
It's like mooning over stuff. No, I'm gonna go. I would love to help. I would love to do something. with
Yeah,
all my
you see
anxiety
him
right
just,
now.
like, pacing around. He's just like, oh, there's so much blood. Oh, of course, Ellie, I will certainly help you. Yes, I need something to do.
And while we're looking around, I'll like probably tell him stories about Atlana and just like, oh God, what's her grandmother's name? I think it was.
It was her mom, first off.
Yeah. Sorry.
It was. I want to say, it wasn't Katya, but my mind keeps going to Katya. Senya.
Senya.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Senya made me these, and I point to my socks.
Oh, those are wonderful socks. Yes.
So he's giving me advantage.
Yeah, he's giving you advantage.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. I rolled a 8 and a 9. So together, Yeah, with my guidance, that is a 13.
Okay. Ellie, you find your stuff, but you lose 3 of your items.
Okay.
So pick what they are. And Ari, you may roll your investigation check.
I got an 18 and a 20.
Okay, yeah. So with Gaius, like he goes and like as a dog.
Love compels you, and also he's a dog, so he can smell it out.
Yeah, so he sniffs it out, and you get to your stuff. You collect your traveling gear, but the sad part is that your room is gone. There's just you see the shattered, like your bed is in splinters. Your armoire. You managed to collect like a lot of it, but like your furniture is broken. You collect the drawings of you and Lowen and like Gaius and put them away, and now you have like just kind of
my little sentimental items.
Yeah. Gather those. So you don't miss anything from your inventory with that roll. Kiara,
I can't figure out between 4 people I could choose, so we're gonna make Luna Dog 1, we're gonna make Lister 2, because he seems like he won't talk a whole lot, which would not make you uncomfortable. 3 for Vaughn, who's really funny, so at the very least, he'll have conversation, but he'll carry it by himself. And 4 is reroll.
Okay.
It's Lister! I got it too.
Okay.
I'll ask you to help me, please don't talk to me.
Yeah, so he is he has medical training, so he's with like the medical staff, but after all like things kind of calm down, he's just sitting and he like has this notebook that he's writing in. And that's what he's doing. So you approach him.
Not to scavenge for supplies and, try to find our stuff. Got to join.
He just closes the notebook and puts it away and then stands up and then nods.
This direction. She's like, right.
Probably writing a romance novel.
A good artist. Writer.
Alright, so that's with advantage I get to search for things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. She only vaguely will tell him, like, this direction or this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's investigate, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 16 altogether. That's 13 plus 3.
So
The other one was a 2, but I think I got 13 more.
16? Okay, so you are missing 1 item, but you find your stuff, and something weird happens while you're searching. So while you're searching, you keep hearing this whisper, but it's not quite a word, and you're like, what? So, and then you look over at Lister, who obviously isn't saying anything. And like you keep looking over at him, and then at one point he looks back over at you, and there's just this silent like, you know how you make eye contact, and then you're like, crap, I made
wordlessly like all. It's nothing.
It's nothing, and he's like, okay, and goes back to what he's doing.
Most likely he can see that her ears are quirking like she's trying to hear something.
He just looks around, shrugs, and goes back. You feel cold. And then from the pit of your stomach, it feels like there's just cold water just going through your veins. And you feel your mind. It's like this hand just grabs your face and just pushes it back. But like it's a weird feeling.
I'm falling back, but I'm not, but I'm still upright.
Yeah, it's weird because this is all happening inside of you. And, like, you open your mouth to say something and nothing's happening. And then you hear the voice say, anything.
Oh, no.
So, you stand upright, but it's not you controlling you. And, the image of the box that Lucius entrusted to you comes to mind. You sense that your little hitchhiker, Hans, affectionately named, has decided to show himself, and rigidly he takes control of it takes control of your body, and you sort of march in a direction, and then very, very purposefully it reaches down and grabs the box, and then it looks at the contents and it closes it, and then it shuts, and then it just puts it back on your back, and that's all it does. It just goes back in.
Kiara just like does look around to see, like, Lister wasn't watching, right?
He's just like, he is watching. He's like,
found my things. And she just looks at him and, like, having an internal debate. What do I say? What do I say? Found my things. Find anything?
gosh. My first thought is that he just holds up one of Ari's bras and, and tosses it at you.
Swat. Very helpful. I'm sure the medical team can make great use of it.
And so you gather up your stuff, make sure you pick one item to lose, and then we'll do a team roll for Luna's stuff. So it'll be a group roll. So all.
Do we all have?
Yeah. So all of you roll. Yeah, if you're still using your helpers, I don't see why not. Like, they're not gonna.
Okay, so I have like she has two things.
Mm-hmm.
It's the journal or her flute. I think she lost her flute.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't have a whole lot in her person. She's got the bag of holding.
Yeah, the flute just, it's been smashed. We'll say that you found it, but it was like smashed up and bent under the rocks. So you can take it.
Right.
All right, what are our rolls, team?
I got 2 11s, so you
Okay.
got 12 for me.
What are we rolling for again?
Another investigation.
Investigation.
I got a 19.
Okay.
With help?
Yeah, you can have help, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, and I rolled with guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
That's 2 6s.
Oh no.
You got 2 6s and 2
Yeah,
11s?
the first one was a 6. I'm like, okay, what about another one? And my dice are being cute right now, so they're like, a 6. I'm like, I have 2 6s. That. Well, with my investigation, that is a 9 altogether.
Oof.
Oof.
They said have fun with me right now.
Okay. So we get, what were the totals again?
9 for me.
9.
12.
12. Okay, so 9 plus 12 is 21 plus 19. Oh gosh, 21. Oh, that's 40. Okay, so then 40 divided. What's 40 divided by 3? That'd be like 12.
It'd be like 13 and a third.
13
Yeah,
and a third.
13.333333.
Okay, so the average is like a 13. So Luna, you'll lose about 3 items, but they get that stuff.
I'm sorry, Luna. My dice thought it'd be cute to be cute.
It's not cute.
Not cute. It's just rude.
I'm gonna lose our shared 3-person tent just to be mean to you guys.
Oh.
I mean, it very easily the tent could have fallen out and just been like smashed to pieces.
Puppy pile, it's okay.
Oh man, that's
They'll
even worse
stay
because
warm.
I lost my bedroll. Where am I gonna sleep?
Well, I can sleep on the grind.
You.
I'm gonna lose the special poison that Farius gave me.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, yep. The vial has been smashed. It's okay. You'll
I was
find it.
looking forward to Galak finding that in my bag. be like, what is this, babe?
What is this?
Honey, what
What
is it?
is
I didn't
this?
make you this poison. What's this?
You have another inventor friend.
So, you collect your things, start to settle down, and, Ellie, you hear a barking in the distance. And you know this bark.
It's Canaris.
Yes, it's the
My
Canaris.
boy.
It's your boy. It's Canaris. You, run... Bark, bark, bark. You call out to him, and you run to the cavern. And out of it, you can see, actually, like, 3 dogs coming up, along with a fox.
He multiplied. No. More boyfriends. Sorry.
Well,
Revelry has arrived.
the fox you actually recognize as Farius's fox form, because you've seen that before. And then you see Canaris in his dog form, and you see his... there's another dog that's just a dog, and that's his dog. Yeah, that's his dog. It's like a 3-legged dog. And then the other dog is Delphinia, his mom. Yeah, pack. And so Canaris runs up and he's like, bark, bark, Ellie, okay. Wags tail. I'm so glad you're okay. And he like rubs his face on the hem of your skirt. And
I rubbed my face on Canaris.
yeah, so you just hug him and rub your face into his soft, fluffy mane. And,
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
oh, yes, you rub your face into his soft, fluffy mane. And he shifts to his, elf form, and he says, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. We're all reunited over here. Does anybody need any healing, or how are you? How's everybody? And I'm looking around at his company.
He says, we're okay. We were actually out of town. I mean, we were actually out of the castle because we were at a family dinner. So we came to see if we could be helpful. And he says, oh, this is my mom, Delphinia. And she shifts into her elf form, and you see this, like, strong, muscly lady with, an artificial leg and then one artificial arm. But this one has,
Hammer.
a hammer at the end of it, yeah. And her hair is pulled back into a top knot. She says, I've heard a lot about you.
It's nice to meet you. And I do a little curtsy with my skirt, my dress.
There's this, she smiles. Pleasure. And then she's not one to talk as much, but she says, I'll leave you to it. And she goes over to see if she can be helpful, and Canaris says, well, this is my dog, and I named it in, I'll tell you the name after I look it up in the million of letters I sent you. But you're here with Canaris, and then Farius also shifts, and he just nods and says, I'm gonna go see if I can help them. You two can whatever. You two can whatever.
Vibe.
Yeah, you two can whatever. So at this point, yes, Ari.
Ari would be wondering how is her mother's house, like if it's still standing or not.
She's hoping and hoping and hoping.
She's actually hoping it's still standing.
Oh yeah! She can't go back. Then she stays here.
Okay.
Make a house check.
How are you gonna find out? Do you ask your mom?
Well, I was gonna, yeah, I guess I could, or I could ask my sister who was with my mom.
Yeah, you could hunt down Kyo. You're looking for her, and you actually catch Farius running over, and then the two of them are conversing. And as you're approaching, she says, Ari, Have you met Agent Rothy?
All blood. Creeper sister out. Wait, have I met him?
Yeah, you've met fairies.
Yeah, a little bit.
And he nods. We were just talking about, well, how Borogavar is going to be postponed, obviously.
Obviously.
She's like, she kind of gives you a look like, you were really looking forward to that, weren't you?
It was a good mission. I look forward to being useful and helpful. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Did Mom's house fall in the earthquake? I mean, she's down here. But I'm holding her.
I know she's here. I cannot say I talked with her, but
The house is fine.
Oh, okay.
It actually, the wood actually made it less rigid, so it kind of wobbled, actually.
Flexible.
How did you two end up down here? I mean, how did she end up down here? Was she at the castle?
She was,
the day before with your
she was the day before, yeah. She was worried.
She got in a fight with my brother. So.
Yeah, well, when did she not fight with Art? Well, to be honest, we were just worried.
Oh. I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks. And I'm not the most available sister. But I'm glad you're okay, too. Let me see if she does. Let me see. She's like, well, and then she fishes into a pocket and, like, throws something at you. And you catch, like, a little, like, sour candy.
Thank you.
Don't tell Art, he'll get jealous. She likes sour things.
Okay.
Or tell him, he'll make...
It's your power. Do what you will with it.
Yeah. And you may troll your brother, or you may not. And so everyone's starting to settle
I
down.
brought sour candy. Runs
Just like, what? You see him just it's funny to see him from far away because he's just sort of like leaning over and sitting down, and as soon as you tell him, he like sits up.
It's usually this.
You see him, he like makes this, he like points at his eyes and then points at you, and he's just like, you know, they're gonna get it one day. I'm going to get this. This is not over.
Not over.
This is not over.
Yummy.
And so, does anyone want to do any RP stuff? Okay.
Just gonna keep avoiding my mom.
Yeah, Kiara's probably just gonna be sitting there with Oculus. She's probably gonna clean him off.
Goes to cleans him up.
Yep. And she's going to contemplate what happened. Very deeply, what happened.
Mm-hmm. And,
Would I be able to do some sort of nature check to determine, like, how this earthquake happened, or why it happened, or the cause of it, or...
you'd have to find basically the epicenter.
Okay.
To do that. Because, like, the rest of it is just the ripple.
Yeah. It's just all destruction. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So basically, no, not at this
yeah, not at this time. Not very easily.
Okay.
I don't see a way. Alright, so after things calm down, we'll say that you
Regroup, apologize to Luna for losing her. Not all of it made it. Sorry, buddy.
We only found this much.
Yeah, you see, like, the crew, like, Ari's covered in blood, Luna's covered in sweat, everyone else is covered in dust or dirt. You guys look rough.
Then it's just like opening it up, sees like the poison vial is smashed. It might be like dissolving the bag around it. I don't know.
Like, yeah.
That's what happened to the
Nefarious,
tent.
like-
tent.
Yeah, the tent, was eaten by that, yeah.
Yeah, it absorbed it.
It
Would
seems
we
kind
be able to get a short rest to get some HP or things back during this time, or?
You can begin one. So, yeah, you can settle down. I was going to say.
Rushing anywhere, right? So we could.
Yeah, basically, like, so at this point, Arceus makes an announcement saying that, like, he'll make a gate for us to evacuate after he has secured, after like a reconnaissance team has basically secured a safe zone outside of the caves, and they've ascertained the damage of the castle, because, like, you can't have a bunch of Arcanic refugees above on the surface because there's the sun.
Yeah, that do be
That
hard on the
hurts.
skin and eyes, though.
So,
Wait, did we have to face the sun to get out and get our stuff?
no, it was all underground.
Because it all fell. Yeah.
It fell underground. So, and so things calm down. You settle down. You basically make camp and settle in, and things are going pretty well. You all fall into your trance or your sleeps. Luna, you sleep pretty heavy. Imagine you're pretty.
Those nightmares, the worst of which being Kiara saying that I wasn't the prettiest in the group.
Yeah.
Oh. But I am the prettiest. I'm a pretty dancer.
Or somebody going like introducing themselves to the princess and then be like, and who are you? The princess.
I'm on point if I say so myself. Dance
Princess
unintended.
Ori! Oh, yes, Princess Elendril, and you are...
Just a mean girl situation where it's just like Kiara and like six
It's
other
so nice
Kiaras.
of you to have
Don't
your
make that
servant.
try to
here.
happen. It's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
Oh, you brought your handmaid!
So, Kiara, once again, you feel that same curl of power as Hans wakes you up.
Oh no.
It sits you up, and whenever you try to like resist him or it, but I keep it, the word anything comes back. It just echoes back to you. Anything. So you get up and you take the pack and you start to walk towards actually no, what happens first? I'm between two things that could happen.
Well, when I wake up, if I sit up, Oculus is just gonna flop onto the floor. Because he was napping on me.
Okay, I'll just combine them in a weird way. So, Oculus flops onto the floor. He gets up and he's like, "Kiki, why are you up? We're sleeping." And he goes and just kind of like crawls on your leg as you keep you march in a very specific direction. And then, weirdly, what happens is Oculus goes, "Kiki, I smell Uncle Mackie.
Can I try talking to him in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Look, okay, wait, what? Just trying to explain what's happening, and then he comes in with that, just like, what? Are you mistaken? Are you sure?
Yeah, I smell him. I think he's hurt. I smell blood.
But nearby, far off, what do you think? Just like
He gets up and flutters over in a direction.
is it an opposite that I'm walking?
No, it's actually the same direction.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
You know, like, Hans you have, like, a little bit of influence in Hans, like, because, like, you basically are given choice A, B, C. And so you're like, I'm choosing C. Because, like, as long as you're still, like, generally going in the direction, you can, like, move in the same, like, direction, like, and so...
Drift?
Yeah, you could drift. You drift.
I can't refute his control, but
You can drift a little bit.
But I can pull the steering wheel.
Yeah, you can pull the steering wheel a little bit. And you turn and look down this corridor, and what you see are two male figures, about 30 feet back. You have excellent night vision.
Sports.
So you see an arcanic male, and Oculus. Oculus flew ahead of you and went down this cave mouth. Mm-hmm. And this arcanic male basically, like, has Oculus by, like, the wingtip, and he's, like, fluttering around. And you hear this little, like... and behind him is a limp body. And as he turns and looks at you, and you see in the darkness just this grin of teeth. Another? The man drops his quarry, and from him this flash of magic ripples out. And I rolled a natural 20 for this.
Oh no.
So, like, you feel this magic, like, impact into you. It does 3 damage. But what is very unnerving is that it then yanks you towards him. And with this uncanny speed, you can gather that there's probably some magic helping him as Lizard, like a really faint glow to the shoes. As he runs up to you, and you feel just just this scrape of a dagger on your skin. It doesn't hurt you, just a scrape. So, I find another little drow. Will you run too? I love it when they run. It makes it all the more fun.
Is she able to talk?
Yeah, you can talk to him.
Alright. Can she swing?
Yes, so you have options. There is run, punch, and blast. Those are the options, because Hans, he goes through your, he basically sifts through your memories and looks for, like, things that are similar. And, you know, similar experiences to pull from. So he, like, is considering those 3 options. Run, punch, blast, meaning magic. Or, like, burning hands.
Yeah. She wants to grab his lapels and then, you know, or whatever he's wearing, and burning hands.
Okay.
Unless I can shatter. I could probably shatter. I don't know if I used one of my spells. I've done a long rest.
No, we done a short rest.
Ugh. Okay, then. I only have
No
burning. Yeah.
spells.
Alright, then. Burning hands it is. I need to remember how spells work. Hold on. Let me grab. Just 1d6 level 6 level 1. That's for 7 damage.
And burning hands. Does burning hands do, like, a line of damage?
No, it's
Oh, that's scorching ray.
Okay.
Yeah, burning. Yeah, and then it's if there is. Oh, you'd have to make a save though.
Yeah. What's the save?
Dex.
My spell save DC is 14. It says. And I think it's Dex. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
you
I'll...
do 3d6. You roll here.
I remember. Maybe I still have it. I must have not exported it. Hang on, let me see.
don't have very clear notes, so I'm like, I don't think that that's right. Not these burning hands. It was underneath a box earlier, so some of my spells are smeared, and I'm like, oh, my tiny notes are useless to me now.
Okay.
So if I pull something.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna confirm this first.
All right. Is it? He rolled a 19.
All right, then it's only 1d6 damage, I think.
No, it's half damage. So you roll 3d6, and they're gonna take half of it.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you. 6, 2, 2. That's 10.
That's 10.
So it's
Yeah.
5 damage. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Yeah. So you grab him, and you use burning hands on him, and you do burn him. You do hurt him.
If she can growl, she just says, fight.
He says, works for me. Because you burn him, and he just doesn't seem to care.
Oh, no.
It does hurt him. And he says, and next he will, so what he does is he actually says, tell you what, I'll give you a head start. And then he actually, like, takes out this little, like, bottle of, that has a bit of smoke coming out of it, and he drops it on the ground, and then darkness goes flooding out as you're all encased in this, this cloud of darkness. And he says, let's make this interesting.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to send... yeah, I'm gonna... It's in darkness, so I probably can't see who he dropped to take them with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and send Oculus back to, like, just see if he can clear it. Just go that way, I'll go that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's gonna run.
Okay, so which direction is she running? In towards the cave? Back towards the arena. Area.
Evens or odds? Towards... No, away. It was away. I can't remember my decisions. All right.
Odds away, evens 4.
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled 1.
Okay, so you're odds away. All right, so you're going back towards the camp. Okay, that's good. All right. So you you just turn around and try to book it. And what he does is... Okay. You feel the impact of an arrow shooting through your leg as you take let me features and traits. Oh, yes. All right. So that's you it's gosh. How much health do you have?
I wrote it down. 33, I believe, because I think I got 34 hit points of damage. I wrote it down and I sent it to me over here. So I think it's 33, but let me double check.
Okay.
I think I just messaged it to myself.
I don't want to one-shot you. I just want to scare you.
Yeah.
I just want to scare you.
I just want to scare you.
I want to scare you a bit.
that was 35 damage, and I have 6. So I have 32 health left.
You take 25 points of damage. He's a rogue.
Oh dear.
And, so what happens is you take this damage and you just hear this cackling behind you, and you come out of the darkness, like, essentially crawling, and you see, actually, Vela running up. And she goes to you and, she says, Psyches. She gets up and then just stands between you and this man who comes out of the darkness mid-cackle, and then he says, and he just kind of stops when he sees Thella, and he says, Sister, brother.
I was half expecting mom.
No, sister. You finally get a good look at him, and he is surprisingly handsome with, like, these soft curls, sort of like a beautiful, like, I don't know, like Italian boy look. And with certainty, you can say they're probably twins. And then Vela says, we're not supposed to hurt this one. And they switch to Arcanic and sort of argue about it. And then he says, well, what about the other one? There's another one? He's like, yeah, there's another. Well, she's also off limits. She's like, this is a boy. This is the man. It's a male. Mm-hmm. And then she says, what? Show me. And the two of them vanish into the darkness. And then the two of them come back, dragging the unconscious form of Cormac.
Oh no, my baby.
And that's where we're gonna end.
No! Okay.
So, let's do some rounds of Stars and Wishes. Who wants to go first? Amelia, are you ready to go?
Sure. There's so much to like. But I liked, like, Oculus getting all excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing Oculus's reactions to things. And then I also liked, like, the dream sequence that you had for Luna. That was kind of cool. Like, it's impossible, but it's really scary.
Mm-hmm.
But those were fun.
Nice.
I
Michael.
don't have any, like, wishes, really.
Was there something that a character, like another player, did that you really liked?
Thinking.
Do you want to come back to you?
Yeah, come
All right. Is anyone ready to go?
I liked kind of like some of the plant stuff that Ellie was doing, like with the flower that was.
Oh
like,
yeah. I like that
also,
flavor.
Like, coming up with like the staff that's like
flower.
basically driftwood that has like little twigs around it. I don't know, that was cute.
It's a dowsing daisy. It's almost a dowsing lily because it's a lily, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Ellie. All right, Michael. What about you? Where are you digging?
I liked the interaction of Ari with, like, all the other with Rashad. Like, just heal him a little bit, not too much,
Just one
Try
hand.
too
Enough
hard.
that your moral
just enough to be nice.
Yeah, just to like keep him alive, just barely. Not comfortable, but alive.
Yeah, and I like the interaction with what's the doctor's name?
Dr. Teo.
Teo, yeah. Yeah, I like how creepy he is.
You like creepy Dr. Teo? Yay. He's just a man of science.
And medical profession, but science takes precedent here.
Yeah, science! I guess okay, I guess I'll say
Okay, yeah.
Alright, fine, whatever.
He really wanted to be a mad scientist, but his family made him be a doctor.
I made his sheet, and like I actually found a cool homebrew that is an artificer doctor, so that's what he is. He has like it's like a medical bag, and it like restocks like med kits automatically, and it's pretty cool. And then he has more access to like healing spells. So. All right, Serena, what are you digging?
I really liked all the medical, like, all the medical stuff that you guys were doing. It's just like, all right, now that we have all of our limbs in one place, we're gonna do so much helping! And so it's like, you guys were like the little emergency medical staff. It was really cool. Like, oh, look at the little heroes. They're so cute. They help the Hanses. Save the Hans. I really like the banter between Artist's mom v everybody. And just sitting there, just wait. You don't fight. You could just say no. You don't have to keep on baiting her into a fight. Don't bait her in a fight to make a point. Can't tell him what to do, but at the same time, I'm so confused. Why? I love how all that unfolded. I did like the cool medical trial thing. That was really interesting.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was
funny
fun.
dream sequence. Yeah. Yeah, I liked.
I'm glad you
and of course,
enjoyed that.
attitude.
Yes. And Amelia, would you think of something?
Like, I liked how we were all saving the horses,
Mm-hmm.
and like
How to save
everybody was
horses.
super worried about the horses.
Yeah, I knew that you all would be like, oh my gosh, we need to save the horses. Like, gotta save
And then like they both go as dogs to the horse.
yeah, these two predators. I'm like, you're gonna freak the horses out. Yeah.
I was just matching Luna's energy, the dog.
It's just kind of like, oh, humans dying. Oh, that's sad. Horses, no!
No. Oh no, not our babies. No.
Horses.
Not
We're
our
all just a
children.
bunch of happy hippies here.
Yeah.
Love the animals.
Yep.
Protect nature. Nature fought back. Oh no.
I enjoyed all the different all the people that Ari told don't heal Rashad, like their different like forms of like what?
I'm a flex on this man so bad. He won.
But and then I actually really liked where Art and Kiara were flying to go and save the. I was just imagining them like flying.
Yeah, no.
Especially Art, but like
Yeah, like,
it was really fun.
Doesn't have his cloak of the bat. Has to use fly.
yeah. He's like, he's struggling. He's so tired. He's just like. And then you have.
He's fighting the wind.
And then yeah, the mom was great too. And, like the fight between her and Art was pretty good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like. I like. If there's family drama, I live for it. Theirs. So there's just a lot to unpack between them. So, and I don't think we'll like get to it. So I'm glad I could just hint at it occasionally because it gives, good family dynamics. I liked. Gosh, yeah, I liked that you were, again, all the horses. We're all gung-ho for saving the horses. And that's all I really have right now. I enjoyed most of... My brain was just on fire today because I did a lot of RP, so I'm like... But I was happy to get you guys back together again. I know you don't like being separated, too long, but...
We did it.
We
We
did
can
it.
go back. It's great.
Got back together. It
was fun that we were kind of able to keep
keep tabs.
group,
Yeah.
because it felt more like we were combined and just kind of going towards each other versus blindly traveling.
Yeah, like, where are you? Da-da-da-da.
In the dark.
Hoping.
I mean, I of course enjoy bringing Canaris to Ellie, And
Yeah, I like the pack of dogs.
yeah, he just brings his pack of dogs. We're all here. All right.
Yeah, and then we'll figure out what the heck is happening with Kiara with all this, I don't know, warlock pack stuff, demon stuff, darkness stuff.
I'd like to think that she was like trying to figure out how to put it to words, and by the time she figured it out, everyone was like bedding down or like actually falling asleep. She's like, morning. They sleep first. Is there? Nope.
Yeah.
Sleep first was a bad idea. Bad. Specifically bad idea.
Here we're like sitting here, just like wiping our hands clean. It's like, we fixed the lycanthrope problem. No!
What's that you have? A knife! No!
A shadow demon.
No, we just fixed
It
this.
sounded right here, I swear, I didn't. Smoke billowing out.
No. And then also we get to see more of the siblings, and it's good.
I like spending time. It is very brief, but I like spending time with Richard.
Richard. Yeah,
His
that
backstory that was just kind of left here, and it's like, well, taking your demon dad, your demon husband, devil husband. I don't know.
Okay, well, that should about wrap it up. Any wishes you want to put out forth?
I wish to know what's up with these earthquakes. What is Why is the earth angry with us?
Why is the earth angry? Okay.
As always, I'm happy for fireside chats, but it's an emergency situation. It's not gonna happen so easily.
Okay. Time for fireside chat in the future. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Resting a little bit while we're
Killing.
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be cool to get to show off why I don't want my mom's house to be destroyed, but that doesn't have to happen.
I mean,
I love my mom. That's it.
Also,
Definitely.
people, roll your hit dice. Just double check it. I don't want anybody else dying.
roll up your hit dice.
I was walking around with 20 HP. I was nervous.
I have 7 now. I would just like everyone to know that, as for the record, I have 7 HP left.
Much.
Why would you do
Sneeze
that?
on me and I die. No kidding.
It's not like you're fighting a demon by yourself. It's fine.
It's fine.
He's an arcane elf who wears the same uniform that he let's see, so Vaughn doesn't wear a uniform, but the secret guard does. They're called the Ilya Kagan.
Well, I've seen them in the Underdark.
No, because they are the Emperor's personal guard.
Right.
And so
you don't go fighting in Drow territory very often.
No.
No.
You caught the name Psyches. And Vela and Psyches are twins. And he wears the same uniform that she wears. That's what you know.
I like the way that she scolds him like for killing people as if he's taking her stuff.
No! Stop it!
Stop it! We're not supposed to touch this one. And he's like,
get that out of your mouth.
yeah. So anyway,
I don't think I would.
You know a few members of the Ilya Kagan. You've mostly know Vela because she's the one that shows up the most, but the others, they typically try to stay out of sight. You've probably met Cassius as well because he's kind of the group dad. And so,
Probably don't pay attention.
yeah, you
I
they're
barely know my brother's romance reading guard.
yeah. So, he has, he's the emperor. He has a lot of guards. So, and then, like, this, I mean, the Ilya Kagan is meant to not be seen. They're just, like, they're there because they're usually in the castle, and the castle had an earthquake, so they're just acting because they're at hand. But anyway, there you go. Just context that I don't mind giving. Alright, so, well, let's wrap things up. Thanks for watching, and we can stop the recordings.
Bye.
Bye.